chat. Put my chat right here. Okay, let me see something. All right, yo. So, for anybody watching this now, for anybody watching this later, I'm probably gonna end up I would say streaming on YouTube more often. I haven't really done this on my main channel in a few years. And really it's just cause like I'm a slacker when it comes to fucking streaming on not just Twitch, but in general, just a big time slacker. And I've been thinking about just, you know, streaming in general, like on my main channel, probably do something different on top of what I already do, like react to a bunch of things live, and, you know, on top of making the regular content I normally do, and, you know, just go from there. As you can see by the title, we got a few things to get into to react. I want to first start off talking about this whole situation with Myron, and he apparently think it's gay if you live with a woman. And on top of that, I'm gonna be reacting to different things. Reacting to a funny story from Trey Soul. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to FOT, SOT, everybody. And then I'm going to end up reacting to the big kahuna towards the end of the stream. And that's going to be this over 2.5 hour conversation between Akademiks and Charlamagne. Now, I was just going to make a regular video and just find some clips to just pretty much typically, you know, get a, you know, better summary of the whole situation. But I kind of want to react to everything bit by bit. It's really like, I don't know if you could do its own stream separately. But yeah, I kind of want to do it like that. And after that, I guess you can call it a stream. Let me see what I got here. All right. Here we are. I've been preached straight and happy.
I didn't know closets could get this deep.
Like this shouldn't be like some weirdo. Do not live with your girl, bro. Don't do it. Well, Myron.
Oh shit! I think I realized I fucked up. Hold up. Yes, headphones.
I want to get sick. Like I want to be able.
Why am I still not hearing my damn? Oh, this is awkward. Should be right here. Okay. I can hear it. I hope everybody can hear it. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Able to, like, you know, hang out with her and watch movies. No. Well, Myron, I live with a girl. That actually makes me less gay. No, it makes you very gay.
Huh?
At the end of the day, Ronnie, I am a man.
A man who's gay. You like niggas, get that through your head.
You know, guys, we already heard some variations of this in the past, but obviously it's going mega viral right now, so let's just take a listen.
I'm telling you guys this shit for
Maybe
years.
my damn
Do
controller
not live
fall
with your
off.
woman. I'm gonna tell you why. Living with your girl is gonna make you a fucking.
Oh, wow. He went there. What? What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that?
From Barbados.
Yeah, definitely, you know,
Hey,
no
man,
nuts.
I know we're all hearing this.
Again!
I know,
Again!
but you gotta just appreciate, like, with time, the internet memes of the past have just become a reality. You know, remember when people used to ask that question in the joking tone? Is it gay to have sex with women? Remember when that was like a funny ass line that we would just say like fart
God.
jokes?
Wait,
And then
what?
people kept saying it, and then you're like, wait, I don't think they're joking.
They dead
And
ass.
all the time that women have been hating on the red pill, saying, "Oh, these niggas is gay," and I'm like, well, you know, you can criticize them, but you don't have to go to homosexual. And then,
Living with your girl is gonna make you a fucking.
yeah, no, you just gotta just have a laugh about it. Yeah,
Hey man, if he's in the closet, that closet is made out of.
Bro, he's only saying that because of his own experience with his girl. Like, I don't know if people realize that, but it's like, gang, you only saying that because of some type of projection with your own girl. Your girl lived with you, it ain't work out, boo-boo, and now you trying to say you're gay, or it can make you gay. By y'all living together? I don't know about that, Chief. Who put you in the damn kitchen to cook? Like, what we doing here? Cause if me living with a woman is gay, or a woman lives with me is gay, then somebody give me a Skittles flag. Somebody hand me my rainbow flag. I know Pride Month's over, but go ahead. We need to re-up it for next year. Cause if it means I gotta come out, hey, I'm coming out. If that makes me gay by living with a woman and some asses in the house, like, I don't get it. It's not gay if y'all living together. See, Myron is a weird case because he'll say living with a woman is gay, but not hugging up on another man laying in a bed is gay. That's not gay, but living with a woman is obviously gay as hell. I mean, the only time I acknowledge being gay is really, you know, during the holidays with my gay apparel, having a gay old time. Neither here nor there.
Glass.
and it's a big old walk-in with lots of shelves, pictures of the white dudes he was
What
with
I
in
just
college.
say?
It's
What
a
I just
beautiful
say?
closet.
Okay? It's gonna make you a fucking.
I just gotta appreciate.
All right, so
They
that's
double down.
That's the sentiment right.
Women don't have to be hard workers to get laid. Women don't have to be hard workers to get sexual access and or reproduce. You do though.
So a big part of the argument is essentially like if you are living with a
Oh
woman,
my
you become
gosh.
less hardworking. She will make you a maggot, basically, with her, softening up some aspects of your life, her interior design, her, hey, let's cuddle and hang out, which, that's
That
gay,
happens.
Because
That
what kind of
happens.
man
It's
who's on
very
his
normal.
grind wants to be fucking cuddling with a woman when he could be grinding with his bros?
I don't care. Call me gay.
Yes, indeed.
I'm
Call
a
me
little
very
spoiled.
gay.
Yeah. I mean, when I got called gay for dancing or for salsa dancing, like, I mean,
If you need-
I couldn't stop laughing. And then I seen these niggas on a boat just all huddled up with their cocks out. No women, no women. It's like, all right, whatever.
Booty queen. Booty
You're
queen.
gonna be gay for doing stuff
Booty
for girls.
queen.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
They're pressing.
They're pressing. Gemini. It's damn ad, bro.
Challenging the standard of what comes standard with the next generation G.
Oh man.
Oh, here it is.
Do the whole man. Do the whole man.
You know, that was funny when it was a parody.
Boondocks.
It was funny when it was a parody.
It was funny when it was a parody because like Riley as a Boondocks character was like, but now it like the fact that it's like so mainstream and overt is just like now it's like, is he even a joke? I think once you get past the fucking memes about the whole, you know, oh, this is gay, it's not gay, straight, whatever. I don't really care. I think fundamentally though, I think what's undeniable is like these people don't like women.
No,
Right? Like,
not at all.
Because like in their head, what they're saying is like, yo, you go, you bang the girl, you get her pregnant, she's your, you know, she has your offsprings, but she lives apart. You live with your homies, y'all make money, y'all get more girls, and like, but y'all just fuck them. You don't hang out because they stupid, right? And I'm not saying this like to paraphrase or whatever. Like, that's what
it's written behind him.
Is it really written behind him? I know it's a why women deserve to live, so like right behind. And Jesus Christ, I don't even know what that shit is behind him. Not even gonna attempt to read that. But shit like that is very normal. Like you become more, I don't want to say softer, like everybody becomes softer to a degree. Like a woman becomes softer when she's used to the hard life, and you become softer because you have this tough guy macho exterior that she has to kind of get through to kind of get that soft side. Everybody has a soft side, no soft serve, all soft serving. But like I was saying, I almost forgot the point I was going to make. I think when it comes to this, like, I could never see myself be like, yeah, I'm gonna live with my homeboys over my woman. Man, you got me fucked up. If it's either live with my boys or live with my homegirl, I mean, not my homegirl, live with my girl, I'm living with my girl. Like, hands down. Just bar none. Like, cause and I'm the same way, but like, bro, go hang with your girl. Your girl blowing you up, go kick with your girl. You ain't gotta be all up on me all the time. Like, bro, go kick with your girl. Go kick with your girl. It's fine. It's fine. No hard, no harm, no foul.
If your girl doesn't want to have with you, you have to fucking get rid of her immediately. Right now in fucking chat, there's some of y'all that probably have a girlfriend or some female that you're dealing with that like plays games and doesn't smash you and waste your time. You might be in a sexless marriage, a sexless long-term relationship, a sexless engagement, whatever the fuck it is. Some of you motherfuckers are in that boat right now. I'm telling y'all, I'm giving you guys the fucking green light. Get rid of her. I don't give a fuck what society says. Her job is to suck your dick and fuck you. That is her fucking job, okay? And I'm going to say that
I feel like he is projecting like a motherfucker because of his ex. That gotta be projection like a motherfucker, because ain't no way you really believe that. No way you really believe that. Cause bro, and imagine, oh, you doing something because Myron Games gave you the green light. That makes you look crazy in of itself. Like, oh, you gonna wait for another grown man to give you a green light? All right, bro. All right. And besides, like, I don't know about y'all, but when you become an adult, you don't be outside fucking like a horny ass rabbit. Like, am I the only one who thinks that? Because let's face it. The older you become, the less you end up having to deal with. Because y'all end up doing, y'all gonna end up having less sex because y'all both be mad busy. That shit happens. So I don't get what his whole point is with that. Like, what does he mean by that? What do you mean, Myron? Like, what do you mean by that? I just think that there's no way in hell I could just sit there and be like, oh yeah, like let me complain about getting less sex in a marriage. Like, bro, that happens with your grandparents. For people who pay attention on what your grandparents and shit be doing, like, bro, grandparents don't be fucking like they used to when they were kids. When they first met, no, they don't do that. Shit slows down. The body wears down. Like, if the body don't wear down, then you just don't have time because people are busy. People would, come home from work, be mad tired. And getting your dick sucked makes you even more tired. So you'll be more entitled or enticed to go to sleep. So it's like, bruh, there's just no way in hell I could just honestly see anybody at all agree with what the hell Myron's saying. If you do, you are an incel. You're a Batima, as Jamaicans say. But in no reality should you do some shit that he's saying. Like, that's gonna end your ass get hit with the divorce papers, get hit with the child support out the fucking wazoo, all because you ain't getting enough ass, all because you ain't get your dick sucked enough. Like, and I'm not saying don't have sex at all. Like, sex is important to any relationship, especially if y'all really love each other and y'all gonna love fucking. But people have their days where they're tired from work. People are mentally exhausted. Like, it is what it is. If I stop giving dick out, it don't mean that I don't love a woman no more. It just means I'm tired. I just came home from work. Or something else is going on. Like, it's like the equivalent of the guys who want to get some head after they went to a funeral. Like, that in of itself is morbid. I mean, why not just have that attitude when you're at a fucking wedding? I mean, that makes more sense. Get head at a wedding. Don't get head at a fucking funeral. Like, my God, one thing don't have to do with the other, but you ain't hear that from me. Oh, whoops.
Unapologetically, a woman's job is to suck your dick, make you food, and give you sex. That is their fucking duty. And if they don't do that, get rid of them. Send them to the fucking shadow realm. Okay? To the street she shall return. And the reason why I have a zero tolerance policy on this, guys, is simply because of this.
That's the reason you have zero girls. Carry on.
The reason why I have zero tolerance for guys, I have a rule. It's because guys never say no. I could definitely understand why you wouldn't want to accept a no from a lady. Listen. It's okay.
Oh, wow.
These dudes don't like, when you have to take a second. Remember when women said, like, these guys don't like women, even though they can pretend, oh, we love women. It's like, you don't like them. You like them to basically be a maid who you can fuck and then doesn't talk. So you don't like them.
Which is crazy.
Right? Like, if a woman said, I love my man, and then she just said, I love that he has money and that he got me pregnant. That's not me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you go, oh, how about this so emotional? Guys, just take a second. Think about what you find as passions, hobbies, all these things.
Yeah.
If a girl didn't give a shit about nothing else about you, she didn't want to talk to you about none of that. She just wants you to fucking give her money. She don't love you, right? And if that's what you want, that's what you can want that. I'm not saying, but you don't like that person. You don't. Because who they are, you don't give a shit about. You like them to function as like a robot, essentially, which is cool. Do your thing. But when people say, these guys don't like women, these guys, they're not wrong.
They really do.
And they say this kind of explicitly. And that's why I think a lot of the red pill gets like a very bad rep. Is like, instead of being a normal thing that advocates for places where dudes are losing and all these things, the way that they hyper fixate on making everything about women and then
they're
also
like
speaking about them as if they're subhuman. It's like, yeah, you go and get that misogyny label. You're going to get that bad label. You're going to get the gay label. You're going to get the label that you don't like women. So it's like, it's inevitable. And I also just think the rhetoric doesn't make sense because they'll talk about nuclear family, but like, don't live with your woman, live with your bros.
That ain't part of the nuclear family. Yeah, that's not part of the nuclear family at all. I don't know what the fuck they.
You know, and this is Myron just juggling all the testicles of the white dudes he loves, right?
6, 7.
It doesn't make sense. In what world are you talking about nuclear families are the most important? You're LARPing, and then afterwards you're saying you'll never live with your. Then you're not going to be with your. Okay, you just hear the rhetoric, and that's why I don't know. I laugh obviously because it's fucking hilarious and it's like very memeable, but afterwards you're just like, oh yeah, these guys just don't like women. Also, as a guy who's actually lived with a bro for 10 years, you know, it was a great time, especially to save money. Roommates, fucking mint.
Did you do the homie?
Do the home.
Do the homie. Do the homie.
That's crazy.
Do the homie. No?
Very,
Chest
very
bumps?
crazy.
In boxers?
I wish movements relating to
that would
men
even
that
be
were on
crazy.
social media didn't revolve around women so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that
indeed.
is like it's very hard for you guys to advocate for dudes and to say it's not about misogyny or hating women when like all the content seems to be about that and it's like said with so much like hatred and like negative
vitriol
energy.
and everything.
You know, when I hear like actual people who mentor or stuff like that talk about the importance of young men having mentors, like, I think that's awesome.
It is.
When I hear dudes talk about the fact that they want to improve family court so that men can have better access to their children, or they want to be able to, I think that's just awesome. But like a lot of, you know, like you just hear the energy of the way that they say things, and then you just listen long enough, and then you just hear the outright shit, which is just like they suck dick and they make food. It's like, I don't know how you are ever going to expect to get away from that label when you have a movement like that. I just don't know. Imagine raising a daughter and be like, that's crazy.
That would be crazy. I just don't know how anybody could find any genuine happiness. Like when you sit there, like you looking for a woman, how the fuck you gonna end up being happy? Like all you getting is just some sex. At that point, just pay for some ass. Like you live in Miami, like just go outside and just fuck a bitch in your old apartment complex, whatever the fuck, and get it over with. But Myron is somebody who's what, 35. He don't even live. He don't even use his real name when it comes to his own content. I mean, who does? But he goes about it to the extreme where he's ashamed of his own name, Amaru Foodle the Noodle. Like he's ashamed of that. Not only is he ashamed of that, but to go as far as to promote this Les Miserables lifestyle at 35 years old, you ain't started a family yet. I'm not saying you have to start a family at a certain age, but it's like you need to mature the older you get. And it's crazy. I don't want to sound like I'm pandering, but there are women who get dragged for doing the same shit you do at 35 or older. And then when y'all out here fucking on these young girls and then you get mad that these young girls break your heart, I sit here and laugh. I get a kick out of that. And I may be sick and twisted in the head for thinking like that. But look, if you go out of your way to date somebody who's 19 or dare I say even 18 and you're 35, I hope she breaks your heart to make an example out of your nut ass. I really do. I don't pray on nobody's downfall, but I do when it comes to some shit like that. Like it's the same thing when it comes to a woman that's 30 something fuck with an 18, 19-year-old dude. And I've said this time and time again in my videos, when it comes to Marissa Danae, do you know how many times that woman right there was like crying her eyes out because, oh my God, like I thought he was this, I thought he was that. Girl, he was 19 and rich. You really thought a 19-year-old was gonna be faithful to you? Get fucking real. Be fucking real. Just because he got money don't make him mature. Money don't make a man mature. It don't even make the man. Actually, it masks a lot of things. If I was 19 with the money that NLE Chop had, I probably would have did the same shit. But worse. I probably would have, good Lord, if I had money in my teenage years, that arrogance would have been nasty to see. I would have been trying to make myself out to be an internet villain. Then I would have had to go on a long-winded apology towards I get older. But it's like, man, oh man. One of the things that it's best that it didn't happen versus it happening.
Guys, imagine y'all got kids, you got daughters, and you look at them, you like, your role is gonna be to suck and make that man a sandwich. Damn. I just think I have to imagine you ain't got girls. Crazy. I have to imagine, because that is a crazy way to talk. Maybe I'm tripping, guys. Maybe I'm missing it. So I would love to get that feedback, but for me, that's what I see.
Well, hopefully these people don't reproduce.
I mean, that shit not that difficult, trust me.
I'm not. I trust you.
From ones who know.
I got 3 baby mamas, no babies. So it's like,
but he's gay.
And I'm gay for dancing with women. It's like, it's
a lot.
Narratives are always entertaining to
watch,
but
it's a lot.
I digress.
Is that it? Is that the end of the video?
All the media niggas that don't.
Oh wow, I ain't mean to play this next. Wait, where's my playlist? Oh, let me go full screen. Oh, I want to watch the JiDion video next. But yeah, all in all, I do agree with everything what I've been preached was saying. Like it being looked at as gay to live with your woman. Okay, send me my rainbow flag then, if that makes me gay. I will eat Skittles. I will be like good old JR back in the day when he was shouting fruity, fruity, delicious, delicious Skittles. I will be doing exactly that. Okay. I will join the Skittles coalition. I will join the Skittles mafia if that makes me gay. Like, it is what it is. I wouldn't mind being sponsored by a rainbow flag. Like, if that makes somebody like a normal person gay, then hey bro. But we all know Myron is beyond fried in the head. He is beyond fried in the head. Okay, so next up, we gonna talk about this whole JiDion situation, where apparently he got arrested, and I'm kind of curious as to why. Oh, whoops, you ain't supposed to see that. That's what you're supposed to see.
Out here yelling, disorderly. You're under arrest for being disorderly. Freedom of speech. You can yell on the sidewalk. Sitting here causing a scene.
Wow.
On the sidewalk. Yep. I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested. This is
Here, back here.
He's talking to
realize that, genuinely streaming makes me the worst me. Thinking back on it, every quote unquote controversy, not even quote unquote, every controversy and everything that I've ever got into, anytime I trended on Twitter for something negative, it's always been for some streaming clip.
Wait a minute. Who would have known JiDion was a free speech kind of guy when he gets jammed up? I think that's hilarious.
That's
JiDion is proving in real
interesting.
time exactly why some people shouldn't go live when things get serious. He was helping out fellow PDF catcher Skeeter Jean with an alleged squatter situation, and after following this man from location to location, which I don't know, the stream ended with police body cam footage and JiDion admitting that streaming brings out the worst in him. But the real story is not that JiDion got arrested, it's that live streaming turned a serious situation into a chase for content. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long way for the channel. But we didn't get into stream review, but we're locked into unemployed news no matter what. So come along this journey as we keep you updated on all of the nonsense that's going on in the streamer world, in the real world, and far beyond. Might just go get a crumble cookie drink. Now, back into the video.
Joe tells the officers that Skeeter and his friends have been following him and filming him throughout the day. Over the past several months, Skeeter has amassed millions of views on his channel by posting videos about his uncle. But Skeeter and his friend and collaborator, 25-year-old JiDion Adams, a popular YouTuber best known for
Wait, his last name is Adams? I didn't know that was his last name. I didn't even think JiDion was his real name. I just thought it was something else, like James. But like James Adams, that'd be a crazy reveal to find out if that was his real name, James Adams. James Adams. But yeah, bro. I'm kind of looking at this kind of crazy because JiDion was the same one that called out I forget the name of the kick streamer. I made a video about it. I'm trying to think of the name of the kick streamer who used to do the same thing, do all them prayer catches, and names slipping my mind. But y'all know what I'm talking about. He did all them prayer catches on Kick, and then he ended up getting arrested because he wrongfully, I don't want to say arrested. He got in trouble because he wrongfully profiled somebody. And because he wrongfully profiled somebody, he just said, fuck, we can't do this no more. He calls him out, and then this happens to where, he gets arrested and saying he's doing everything in the name of freedom of speech. Now, I'm all for him, like, helping somebody expose their creepy uncle. I'm all for that. But maybe it's more to this whole situation than we know. So.
High-energy prank videos before transitioning into true crime content have a reason for following Joe wherever he goes.
For the past decade or so, he's been financially exploiting and abusing my grandmother, who was also his mother. And before that, he was doing the same thing to his grandmother, which is my great-grandmother. I was gonna go over there and kick his ass myself. But then I thought, wait a minute, I have a YouTube channel, and it's monetized. So I can just expose him on the internet and make some money off of him.
So I want to make a few things clear. This is a very touchy subject because I think we've all been through some familial issues that have brought out the worst in us, and it makes us not think rationally. But us as social media quarterbacks looking into the situation, we can point out when somebody did something wrong. Skeeter Jean.
That's 100% true. That's 100% true and real. Cause I tell you what, like, you could have the option to crash out, but if you got a place where you can monetize the situation, you ain't gotta crash out. Ain't no sense in you like throwing your life away, even though people can say, yeah, you be justified, free him, but that's all they gonna do is just chant free you. They're not gonna do anything to try to get you free. They're not gonna put money on your books. They're not gonna stand outside the courthouse with picket fences. Like, they're not going to do none of that. So it's like you kind of want to stay out of trouble and just be like, well, I could just, you know, be better off just exposing you for the devil you are, instead of going as far as, oh yeah, let me do this. Like, yeah. But I am kind of curious. And I know there's some people that may look at it and be like, well, nah, F that, like, fuck the content, like, woo-the-woo. Like, no, like, you finna throw your whole life away, champ? For what? For justice? Street justice? Bro, only time you ought to enable or get involved in street justice is if you got a green light from somebody in a high place.
Is a YouTuber who normally does the pred catches, but he's been running into some family issues. His grandmother has a home and his uncle is a squatter, somebody who's been pushing the boundaries over at his grandmother's house, an annoyance, etc., etc. And brother, we all know that one uncle who is just an annoyance to the family. So hey, we can relate. I ain't got one of them. I probably got like 5 of them. So this kind of hits home for me. So Skeeter Jean, being the good young person that he is, decides that he's going to step into the situation. Where he loses the plot though is that he's going to attempt to monetize this entire situation by utilizing not just his YouTube channel, but his homeboy, JiDion.
So y'all, this is what's going on. We are legal residents with the squatter. Joe is upstairs right now. He is looking like he's about to get arrested. I'm not gonna even lie. So
We're trying to figure it out. Okay, so this is what's going on right now. We have TTS, so whenever you guys send a donation, Joe can hear you guys. We're setting up another TTS. We want to set it up right outside his room. We're gonna have a camera outside his room. We have legal residency here. So he's up there with the cop.
Great half. We gotta keep that pressure on. And
he's up there with the cops.
Use a credit card from Wells Fargo.
She's right.
Christian police.
Cops. So officer, pretty much the owners of the house, they gave us legal residency to stay here.
We're aware what's going on.
Yeah. I think he's more mad about the fans outside. So we're gonna be staying here until he leaves. Pretty much, we wanted to set up a
people
speaker
came up to the house?
Now, growing up as somebody whose father died when I was younger, I was put into a lot of adult situations and conversations.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
You know, tasked with making decisions as like an 11-year-old. But I remember some moments like this where there was an adult and there was another adult that was, you know, aunt, uncle, all this stuff. And there was great family drama going on. And you're just trying to hop in and do your best to help mitigate the situation as a whole. So naturally, the audience is going to feel like JiDion getting involved is very harmless. He's simply there to fix a situation. But that element of that camera, I'm telling y'all, when that camera comes out, people just start to lose their mind. And this is where the whole stream starts to change. The police officers eventually do get this man out of this house and start to escort him to police station or just anywhere that is not there. And this is where the stream would normally calm down, but hey man, we've got content to create. The views are up, the TTS is coming through, the donations are rolling in. Why stop now? As the police decide to take the squatter to the police station, JiDion and the group, for whatever reason, decide to follow them. Now, maybe it's to make sure that he ends up at booking or wherever he's supposed to go, but ultimately he's no longer in the house anymore.
So is that a normal thing? Like for people who watch JiDion, is that like a normal thing to do? Just follow him to the police precinct? Because if you're not supposed to do that, then I could see why JiDion and company would get in trouble. Even though, yeah, the dude is doing some shit he ain't supposed to do, still got to do things within the confines of the law.
Now, when JiDion and the guys get there, they find out that this guy is no longer there anymore. I'm pretty sure they just took a picture, took a statement, and shipped him out into the sun or whatever the case may be. But this is where JiDion and the crew get kind of flustered and upset, and their content creator brains switch on as the police start to get annoyed more and more. I mean, you got to understand how the officers feel in this situation, and I am in no means a police sympathizer, but this streamer is following us to a police station who's not even the child or grandchild in this situation, and all of a sudden he's got these big lights, these guys with these backpacks, and 3, 4, 5 cameras in our faces. Now, since JiDion and the guys couldn't find the squatter there, they decide to hit the streets hard and heavy. Again, this is a very content pill type situation. JiDion and the guys are going to go find this squatter, which doesn't make any type of sense. But they want to make sure that, you know, two things are true. One, he doesn't end back up at the grandmother's house. And then two, the views in TTS continue to roll in. Then naturally this would make any McDonald's worker who just clocked in to clock out very nervous and anxious, because ultimately you're affecting people who have nothing to do with the family dispute at all. And now the police are back into the mix. It went from being a house dispute to a police station dispute to a fast food restaurant dispute. And the police aren't no longer looking for the squatter in all of this. They're looking at a crowd of people who are antagonizing, you know, people who are just trying to get the fish fillets hot. You eat fish fillets from McDonald's? I'm judging you. They're looking at a group of people who are refusing to let a situation die down. Hell, they're even trying to build the situation up by trying to bring in people who have nothing to do with it. So even if JiDion believes that he's helping, everyone around the stream starts treating him like he's part of the problem. And this is why the arrest is so hard to defend. The police had already warned JiDion to leave McDonald's. This was no longer about the alleged squatter, and it became a public scene for him to continuously chase this content.
What's the problem?
McDonald's doesn't want you guys on the property, so you guys gotta leave.
Is he here?
Doesn't matter where he's at. McDonald's does not want you on the property. You guys have to leave. You're gonna be...
Who's you guys? Can you be more specific?
McDonald's.
You.
Everybody.
You.
So they said these people?
Him, yes. You guys cannot be on the property.
Hey!
Or they're gonna arrest you.
Do you guys want some McDonald's? Y'all wanna go inside real quick?
You're gonna be arrested trespassing if you go inside.
Bro, you don't have any, no offense, officer, but like, do you genuinely have nothing better to do?
The cop said leave the premises, and you trying to sit there, bro. This is not how you're supposed to go about things. You're supposed to make sure you work with the cops, not against them. Like, they tell you to leave, fucking leave. What the fuck is your problem?
Like,
Do you have anything better to do?
We stay with it.
No.
No, shut up, shut up.
We stay with our principles.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That
was
cop
a bar.
just smoked JiDion. Do you have anything better to do, gang? I think it's a
That's a
valid
bar.
question. This is
That's
where
a
the
bar.
whole free JiDion movement that I've been seeing on social media takes a turn on its
JiDion.
head. Because he's not just immediately arrested as soon as the police pull up. They give him ample, and I do mean ample amount of time to vacate the premises. But JiDion's content brain is still switched on. It happens to the best of us. I can't say that. I know all the time we highlight these younger content creators who go through this, but these older content creators be going through that same content pilled shit and don't realize, you know, hey, just because the cameras are on, just because I can, doesn't mean that I have to be a literal douchebag in this situation. From JiDion's perspective, it feels like the cops are protecting this wrong person, which I don't even get. I promise you, I might have looked at those clips a couple times. I don't even think I see Skeeter Jean in the thing anymore. But from the police's perspective, this was no longer at the grandmother's house. They can't just follow this guy around all the time. That's not how this works. So while JiDion is arguing this whole moral position about this guy being the antagonizer, the police are looking at it like, hey gang, you're at this McDonald's being a nuisance, being a dickhead. You've got to chill out. And instead of doing just that, JiDion triples down in the nonsense and tomfoolery.
What are you arrested for? Disorderly person. You're out here yelling.
Disorderly. You're under arrest for being disorderly.
Freedom of speech. You can yell on the sidewalk.
Sitting here causing a scene.
On the sidewalk.
Yep.
So you can't yell?
McDonald's property.
How fast
McDonald's
do you think this is gonna get
property.
dropped? Do you really think the charge is gonna stick? Do you guys really think this is gonna stick?
Sure, we have a
do you want to waste your DA's time? I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want.
Is this really the route you want to go, officer?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to waste taxpayer dollars?
Yep.
Officer, can I ask you a question?
No.
Can I please?
Sit.
Do you really want to abuse me, officer?
Bro, just listen to the
I
cops.
can't even fit in here,
Get your foot in.
Officer, I can't even fit in here.
Get your foot in.
How are you going to arrest somebody that never even went on the property?
You're under arrest for being disorderly, not for being on the property. Put your foot
Officer, I can't fit.
What makes the arrest look bad in all of this?
When you need a legal hand with your will or trust, visit
Get
LegalZoom.
this hand out of my face.
And I mean extremely bad in all this, is that he had multiple ways out. But walking away from a live stream when you have TTS.
Yeah, like regardless of the content, like cops are asking you to leave and you just being a nuisance saying, no, I think I'm gonna stay a while. I think I'm gonna stop and smell the roses. Like, no, don't smell the roses. They told you to leave. You can take some roses on your way out, but you can't stop and smell the roses. How about that? Idiot. Fucking moron.
Yes, going and you have a chat rolling makes you look like a loser in certain instances. And the last thing that you can be on social media is a loser. This is why JiDion found himself in the back of a cop car, squeezed up at his big old age with all the responsibilities that he has in his life. While JiDion was still arguing like this was still about the squatter, I think at this point in the live stream, everybody, especially the police, could tell, hey, this has nothing to do with that anymore. This is about you being a public disturbance. This is about you trying to get some content off, and the body cam footage during the arrest kind of confirms all of that. Now, JiDion is a self-aware guy though, so he did issue an apology, and for what it's worth, I think that out-of-body moment and viewing that stuff in real time, truly, and I do mean truly, hammered home just how crazy he was. And so now the stuff that he's saying on social media, actually, it matters.
So this is what he meant when he said that streaming is kind of like getting to him, because he just gets gassed up by the chat. He lets a lot of people gas him up with the TTS, and he just, I mean, look, I've seen worse versions of JiDion. I've seen JiDion go through the fake Christian arc. I've seen JiDion go through the fake religion arc. I've seen JiDion go through the raw dogger arc, which that was insane in hindsight. But I think a lot of that was fueled by his chat, by his community that just said, yeah, do this, do this, do this. You go, JiDion, you're the man. Like, what are we doing?
And I just kind of came to realize, you know, what I was doing wrong. And also came to realize that truly your boy was spiraling. I was genuinely losing the plot. I have to say, like, genuinely, I feel like a hypocrite because just a couple videos ago, I was saying how what Alex was doing was a distraction from the bigger mission. And then I come along doing what I was doing. And if anything, it was an even bigger distraction from the mission. You know what I mean? I had to pay 6+ figures for my lawyer fees and then my fans' lawyer fees and everything. And that money could have been used for the betterment of society. But now it's being used in the legal system. You know what I mean? And it's just completely unnecessary and it's completely my fault. And while I still don't think I committed a crime, I still do think that, you know, genuinely, I was just being not only just an ass, but annoying.
I think that this takes a very big person to do what JiDion is doing right here. I have to big up these streamers and content creators because sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. Trees for the forest? I'm gonna get that saying right one day. But sometimes when you're in this moment, you get so caught up and
hey, Omar, I can help you out with that. As gentlemen that's in the South with our unique Southern charm, it's seeing the forest through the trees, not to the trees. Seeing the forest through the trees. Like, you know how they say, wake up and smell the coffee? There you go, my brother.
and you can't realize what you look like if you just took a step back. I think we've all been in situations like that where we had to revisit and say to ourselves, ooh, you know what? This is a little bit weird and strange. Mind you, he saw himself arguing to the police, flexing his money, and making the situation about him as opposed to what the initial was supposed to be about. But his last revelation is one that really resonated with me because I think that there's something inherent about streaming that people aren't really discussing.
I've come to realize that, you know, genuinely, streaming makes me the worst me. Thinking back on it, every quote unquote controversy, not even quote unquote, every controversy and everything that I've ever got into, anytime I trended on Twitter for something negative, it's always been for some streaming clip, you know? Like the first one that comes to mind is the Pokemon situation. That's all I gotta say, man. So I appreciate you guys. And
I think I remember the Pokemon situation
no
very
more streams.
vaguely.
So if you guys have been enjoying the streams, no more, man. It's just gonna be straight pred content.
Ooh, I think that one is big. I mentioned it a little bit before in this video, but we've seen streamers be faced with in real time pressure, peer pressure, real life pressure that just doesn't get created in a YouTube type of environment. YouTube is kind of.
But the question is JiDion gonna stick to it because he has a knack of saying, hey, I'm gonna do this thing or not do this thing no more, and then he reverts back to that. Kind of like how inconsistent I am when it comes to streaming. Subscribe for more streams. If I ain't said that already.
Of, hey, this scene is happening, we can cut, we can readjust, we can have conversation about it, because at the end of the day, we'll do some sort of editing around it so it won't feel so tense or so awkward or whatever the case may be. On stream, everything is in real time. The chat is interacting with you. Viewers are coming in or leaving in real time based off of your actions. Therefore, you're gonna do things to probably satisfy this adrenaline rush that you get when you see chat running like this, subs, donations, gifteds running like this, and when your live viewer count is going up. I think about situations like what happened with Rampage Jackson's son in real time before he went in and knocked out that man in.
Which is so crazy. I have not really heard a follow-up because of this whole Rampage Jackson situation. The most I heard was he finally got arrested, but since then, nothing's come of it. Like, I don't even think he's faced an actual trial because of that. Like, nobody said mum's the word, but it might still be in the delegations for all we know.
The stage. He was sitting there watching the chat go crazy, talking to himself, taking in the commentary and feedback of people who had not his best interest in mind, but ultimately wanted to see the better content. And I think JiDion found himself in that exact same situation. And that's a huge critical difference. And I understand why JiDion will be moving away from streams, because as we look around the landscape of streaming and content creation as a whole, you're noticing that these young guys and girls are doing the most wild and outrageous things that they can do, and they automatically go to their phone for the validation about, you know, whether this action was right, wrong, or indifferent, and if there are more people coming in. A question will be posed to them, and the first thing they do is shoot down to their phone to see if they should do this, that, and the third and the fourth, as opposed to living in the actual moment and making a good and sound decision, realizing the impacts and implications.
Like, it be grown adults, and I can't feel bad for people when it's grown adults who just get, like, bullied by their chat. Hey, go do this. Go jump off the Empire State Building. Like, are y'all okay? Like, bro, if somebody asks me to snort a line of coke, the only way I'm gonna do that if it's off some booty cheeks. The only way I'm gonna take some body shots is if it's off some big titties. That's it. But I'm not. But that ain't much you gotta press me into. That's the only way I'll do that shit. If the Coke, no Pepsi, comes with some ass on top of it, cool. Especially if it's a specific ass. Pause.
As to what can happen. Look, I'm all for content creators being retrospective and introspective about their actions. I bigged up Kai Cenat the other day for making an apology to Gigi, his ex-girlfriend, after their whole debacle. So I do have to big up JiDion in this specific situation where he can look and see, hey, gang, I was wilding. I think a lot of people do need to do that. Sometimes I do that for my videos and say, that take was bad, or that take was spot on. But I think even bigger than that, I think it's great that JiDion realizes that there is this medium that enables this type of behavior that I probably need to cut out of my life cold turkey, because it's just not good. Mind you, I think all of this would have went differently. The whole interaction at the house, the whole following them to the police station, the going to the McDonald's, the talking back and forth with police. I think all of that would have went different if the cameras weren't just live and rolling. JiDion didn't just quit because he got arrested. He quit because the arrest showed him what he looks like when the cameras are rolling.
And that revealed the worst side of him. Which sometimes when you see people stream, you get to, excuse me. Sometimes when you see people stream, you kind of get to see the real them. For better and for worse, me, when I stream, I kind of come off and feel a lot more lax compared to my content and commentary. But I try to do my best to be as entertaining as humanly possible. You know, subscribe if you ain't already, by the way. But yeah, I just look at this whole thing like you can't, and we've seen other streamers be guilty of this. We see Akademiks who, anytime somebody goes at him, it'll be specific people that goes at him. He has a lot of respect for. He don't get gassed up by the chat. And when it's other people like SZA, for example, oh, I feel like I gotta, you know, roast her or come at her crazy because she called me fat. Like, I mean, like, what do you want to do with that information? But nevertheless, this was a great video by Omar. Shout out to Omeezy. Next up, we kind of got like a more lax video, more chill video, and then the last thing is going to be the Charlamagne and Akademiks face off, and we're going to get up out of here because that's a almost 3-hour reaction. Holy.
My name is Peter Parker. We used to know each other. But something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
You okay?
Hey, shout out to Trey. We made some fire ass music, by the way.
Just get a new chair, gang. They only $300.
Nah, stop. I'm gonna do a quick story time. This is my story time.
Here we go. Trey broke his chair.
Let the chair go.
No, bro. Bro, listen. If I couldn't fix the chair, all right, I would have bought. I'm swinging while you laugh. If I couldn't fix the chair, I would have dead ass went to go buy another chair.
This kind of something wholesome to react to.
I'm not trying to keep the chair to pretend like I'm fake broken, nothing like that. The chair still works. Look at this. Yeah.
Yo, leaning and rocking.
The chair still works. Why the fuck would I go buy another chair? That's ridiculous. So, what you better get that out of my chat. Now, what happened though? I was sitting in the chair, and I went up to go get some water. I'm gonna be real. While I went up to go get something to drink, the chair in the room made a little noise.
Little.
When I came back, it was laying on the floor.
Finally.
It was laying on the floor.
That chair couldn't take the constant bullying.
As you can tell from the Instagram video, I was fucked up on my dog. I was fucked up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that it would fall like that.
It just fell apart so immaculately.
Obviously,
expeditiously.
I got this tool right here. I fixed gang, and now we're back better than ever.
I can fix that.
What are you talking about, bro? Now, let me show
I
y'all.
can fix that.
You don't know what
Oh,
happened.
shit. The chair got bullied into breaking. That is so fucking crazy. And the fact he just went to go get some water and he come back just died from mid is crazy. Jesus, thank you. Look at Ricky. Oh, shout out to Contra, bro.
And there's too many of y'all telling us, finally. It was, look at this. You doing flat?
Oh my God.
There's so many. You killed them. I promise you. Finally. It was so many people saying finally. I couldn't believe it. Y'all was rooting for my chair's downfall. But
that is crazy.
Luckily, I was able to get the tool and I fixed it. And now it's not leaning that bad though. So
it still got a little lean to it, Trey.
The life of
it's gonna break again, bro.
And we're okay.
It's gonna break again. Watch.
We tried to save it. How you gonna try to save it? It's worse. How was this chair worse? Is it leaning worse?
It's still leaning.
That's not true. It's pretty straight now. Like dead ass. Go f yourself.
Yo, that is so rude. No.
I will ban you.
Yo, what is that sound? Hey. Oh my God, bro. We need some shit like this after watching the first two videos.
You're bugging out right now, okay? I
Big
need you to
bugging.
know you're bugging out. No. Everything is good though, so we can continue to stream and we no longer need to talk about the chair. It's over. Let's talk about
It's
the
Jover.
we're going to create. All right. And let's keep it going. So everybody that was rooting against the chair, unfortunately, today is not your day. Okay. Play some alerts.
Uh-oh. Let's get into it.
2 Solido 15 just resubscribed for 47 months. 40 months with the German frog.
This was you.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Yo!
Yo, Trey. It's alive!
You tripping, bro. Listen, when I fixed the chair, I was excited.
Shit. I know he was excited. What's this damn? What's this?
I don't know. But I was just excited the chair worked and I was able to fix it. Yeah. It's 2K viewers in here. Get out of here. Y'all hating on my chair.
Hey, it's only a matter of time before it happens again. It's only a matter of time before it happens.
Y'all hating on my chair? I know that chair was moving fast.
Yay, yeah, that chat moving fast.
Weak ass smug. So I'm here to tell all y'all 2,000 people, you can get the fuck out of here. My chair is not breaking this stream. I fucking fixed it, okay?
Oh. No, we gonna stay.
It was too many people excited that my fucking chair broke. Oh,
I was happy.
finally. Oh my God, we've been waiting. Oh,
84
I've been
years for
wanting
this.
over to break. What kind of shit is it? Who roots
Hey.
for another man's chair to break?
Hey, you make some funny content, Trey. And I'm gonna tell you, like Drew McIntyre said, you know, I played for this and it happened. That's exactly how I feel. Like that shit straight up made me have some type of inner childhood joy. I ain't gonna lie. Very entertaining though.
I ain't never watched nobody stream like, man, I can't wait for this nigga chair to break. Why am I different?
Depending on, because it's leaning. That's why. Bro, this shit leaning like the Eiffel Tower. Like it's leaning like this. It's leaning sideways like the
Chair
Eiffel
is
Tower, the game.
now. SMH. Boy, fuck you. I had a parlay on Kalshi about the chair.
No, he didn't. I don't think it. No way. A parlay.
You gambling ass nigga.
Hey, a parlay on Kalshi over a chair breaking is next fucking level insane.
You bugging, all right? I seen the refs. Oh.
iDollar.com just resubscribed
what up,
for
gang?
73 months. Let that fucking chair die, you sick ass nigga.
No.
Chair back throat like Bane DID Batman and you still won't put it out of its misery. You're evil.
The back pipe don't even be that bad. It's fixed. It's fixed.
No, spin it
It's
around
fixed.
again.
I will put the arm back though. All right, because I can't avoid this. The arm look a little bad.
What'd you do to the arm?
Get this. I don't know. Oh.
That's how you gonna.
Screw and I'll fix the arm now that I know what I'm doing. The chair gonna look better day by day. All right,
Hey,
y'all can stop.
oh my God, my sides, bro.
Shit, a nigga
That
like me
shit,
might fix it on stream right now.
that shit gonna fuck up again.
It had
Try to
two
put
arms.
the screw
Nah,
in.
it never had two
For
arms.
45 months.
No.
That shit ain't
Hey,
two
I
arm.
actually bought
A
a
one arm chair. Yeah, right.
What up, gang?
It's
Do it now?
just resubscribed for 43 months.
Who you think
The
you
chair
fooling,
needs
Trey?
to be put to rest. Stop with this chair,
Rest
you
in
frog
peace.
motherfucker. It's on its last
There's
legs.
nothing wrong with this motherfucking chair, boy.
Well, look at the arm.
Psyche
You're not
DB's
fooling
just
us.
resubscribed for 12 months. 12 months?
Hold
wow,
on.
where did the time go? Best community on Twitch.
Look at him,
and
he
best
trying to fix it
frog-faced
too.
Streamer. Lannis Solge Flown just resubscribed for 37 months. Yes, sir.
Hey! My nigga.
It's
Ilzami
broke.
just resubscribed
You broke
for
it
3
again.
months. Chair.
Hold on.
Why the man straddling like a goddamn horse?
407 just resubscribed for 12 months. I do what I do for Patrick Hands. Here's to
Chair
another 12
abuse in the
big
chat?
FOT
That is
LB.
crazy. Reading this shit.
Young
Bob
Back
the
Pains
Builder.
just resubscribed for 35 months.
This ain't Yo Back
Let that
Pains?
chair die, you Frankenstein. MF Traso Thug Tears. Traso Thug Tears.
Look!
Oh, he fixed it, huh?
Underrated underscore Fox
Come on,
just
bro.
resubscribed for 28 months.
There is no way you expect me to believe that this chair just had one arm.
Yo.
You're not finna fool me, bro. I could see where that. Yo, it's right there. That's where the second arm supposed to go. You lying frog. Like.
Og underscore F4L just resubscribed for 26 months.
There we go.
Please, Frogman, let the
I hope it breaks.
chair go.
No, for what, bro? Y'all niggas is bugging out. It look worse.
Callies11
It's
just
still leaning.
resubscribed for 41 months.
What up, Callie? I'm not gonna lie, to put that screw back, cause y'all tell how I was struggling right there, or did the camera like kind of hit it a little bit?
Swervo just resubscribed for 16 months.
Oh my God, this shit was funny.
Scrubbing bubbles. That's the scrubby way. The video is too quiet? Even at a 100%? Boost your volume up to 600% with Volume
I don't need to
X.
boost my volume. Get off my screen.
One click to add. Simple to use. Experience.
Oh, I could tell.
Feededit underscore just
We can definitely
resubscribed
tell.
for 22 months. Can't wait to see this chair.
I just hope that the clip didn't look that bad. I just hope that the clip didn't look that bad. I just hope that the clip is okay.
To my
Oh, no,
team
it was
just
bad. It was
resubscribed
bad.
for 22 months.
What up, gang?
Put some new lug nuts on the hoop too.
Hey, let's get through all this shit.
Hey,
We're not gonna
bro.
talk this shit all night. Chat, we're gonna play the game tonight,
shit.
but I want to watch
Just
some videos talking about some
resubscribe
other shit.
for
We're gonna play the game
20
tonight.
months.
Though.
Let the chair rest in peace. He has
No.
had enough me chair. I
We
am
gotta let
praying
it
for
rest
you.
in peace,
Hope
Trey.
you
It's
run next
okay.
time he gets
Look how I fixed it though. I can lean back and shit.
Jai Wells 21
locks.
just
Keep leaning.
resubscribed for
Keep
28
leaning.
months. Dog, this community never fails to amaze me. I'm ashamed to say I don't have
Keep
many
leaning,
friends,
Trey
but this
Soul.
community makes me feel like
You selling
family.
your own
So
chart. You're selling your own
Tell you
chair.
what, listen, bro, you don't got to be ashamed to say anything. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Who knows why you don't have quote unquote many friends, but at the same time, guess what? You got a motherfucking spot full of people that laugh at the same dumbass shit that you laughed at, that vibe with the same shit that you vibe with. And honestly, there's a lot of people out here that don't got that. All right, so you actually one of the most privileged people in this bitch, and we appreciate you for your time and your presence. So thank you, my dog, for being a part of the community. Real shit.
W Mans.
And please don't sit down by my chair.
The Johnny Delaney just
Hold on, give me a
resubscribed
second.
for
Say something about the
36
chair.
months.
Good, thank you, gang. I appreciate you.
That's it.
I want to be a hater so bad for what? Why is the chat moving kind of like? Calm down, niggas.
That's because
Ain't on my chair.
the chair wants to see the chair break again, sir.
Because we happy, real talk. Hey, also too, listen, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I know whenever I'm not streaming, let me zoom in a little bit because it look a little crazy. Whenever I'm not streaming, y'all niggas
Nah,
be
keep
missing
it-
the content,
nah, go
and
back.
I be missing y'all niggas as well. I can't lie. Y'all some trolls, but I be having fun. But also too, my nigga, can you please vibe and just chill? Because when you get to the point where you calling me a bitch for not streaming, you bugging, my nigga, okay?
Who said that? Who called Trey a bitch for
This
that?
whole ass nigga today. You lucky that I don't know your Twitter shit, because I honestly, I'll block your whole ass right now. Come on, my nigga.
Get him.
Come
Get
on,
him.
bro.
That's bugging out.
I be calling y'all niggas all kinds of shit. I don't be calling niggas no bitches. We cross the line. Stop that shit. Calling a nigga a bitch is crazy.
It is. It is.
I already did what y'all niggas calling me fat ass.
And frog. You've been dealing
Fat
with that
ass
your
is
whole
like,
life.
damn, these
Fat
niggas
ass
low.
frog. Chubby frog.
And ugly. Hey, shit.
Cheeked up frog.
But that bitch shit not cool. To stop that shit. I had to block that whole ass nigga. We don't do that around here. All right? Now keep it going.
Big ding-a-ling frog.
Who did this? Some nigga on Twitter blocked his whole ass. He ain't got no profile picture. His ass is fat.
Of course. Of course.
One off when Jay just
Jay?
resubscribed for 43 months.
Probably got
Trey,
a
my nigga.
clubfoot.
Let the
I
chair
don't know
go,
what
man. You finna fall and it's gonna be a bad clip for you, nigga. Crying face emoji.
Hold on, I gotta get somebody out the chat. I'm not gonna get clipped falling from this chair. I'm so
Deadly
confident.
Reaper
in it.
142
Oh, God,
just
if he-
resubscribed for 12 months. Dre, what's good, my good brother? Or as they say in Detroit, what up, doe?
What
I'm
up,
glad
gang?
to see you doing
What
North
up, doe?
Carolina AA27. Hopefully we get to see my main man Rusty Jones come back for the third time.
Yes. Oh, listen. If Rusty come back, we gonna hoop, bro.
Fox
Same
underscore
man.
Rambo just resubscribed for
What is that
14
nigga? I can't
months.
see him.
Yo, what's good?
can't
I
see this
appreciate the streams on this night shift for this past year and a half. I start
W
my
community,
new
by the
position
way.
soon, so I'd if I could tune in like before, but I'd dime a try.
Hey, it's
I'm
all
gonna
good,
send
gang.
some stuff to the PO box soon too.
Thank you. Oh, speaking of the P.O. box, I got two things we won't be able to open at this stream, but
Tessie
maybe next
underscore
stream.
K900.
Oh, he does P.O. box opening?
Just resubscribed
y'all. I
for
got him.
15
I got him.
months. 15 months in
What
here
up,
with
Tessie?
FOT and the chair killer himself.
Oh.
You putting together an Undertaker type streak, my guy. After your chairs last 2 or more years, we have to put out an
wait.
upset alert.
What the fuck happened later on in this?
Let's do this. Let's do a
24
deal.
just
I
resubscribed
did
for
not
9
make this.
months.
Wait.
What's up? After we get through with all the donations, we're not gonna mention the chair no more tonight. It is
Actually, we gotta mention the chair a little bit further in the stream. Or from the stream, I ought to say. How'd this happen? We need to investigate what happened to Trey Soul. Oh, the right here.
At Farmers, we're making insurance simple.
We
and
are
honest.
farmers.
Correct. We cannot sing any lies. So, no hiding behind fine print. For the record, he dyes his hair to hide the gray. Honesty. That's what you get when you have farmers.
Bum, ba, da, bum, 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 bum.
Everyone does it.
PetSmart Charities strives to help pets find new love.
All right, bro. We see the whoops.
I had to cut the leather.
Oh God, why did I full screen this shit? I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. Let me rewind it a few seconds.
We're not judging.
You see where the arm was supposed to go.
We're not judging.
The arm was supposed to go like right there. We see it. That wasn't AI of him falling. Oh my God. Trey's falling and he can't get up.
Lock in. Lock in. Lock in, fuck nigga. Lock in. Lock in. All right. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. I had to cut the leather so I could get to the screws and fix the shit.
What type of? I mean, I can't say nothing.
It's stable now. That bitch worked. You murderer.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Trey.
Okay, so now that we can get.
Did he break his. Bro, what the fuck he did? Is it. Wait, did he mute his mic? Hold the fuck up. Or is that my. Don't tell me that was my fucking web browser. Hold up.
Hey, chill out. Okay, so now that we can get.
Oh, he fucked up his mic. Oh my God. I thought it was just me. This man fucked up his mic. L microphone. Hi.
Okay. You see?
I thought it was me at first.
We good. Lock in. It's
time to lock in.
We said we not judging. It is okay. That leather, y'all never knew it was there 5 minutes ago. You didn't know that. You didn't know. Now
we know.
Now it's good. We can let that shit go. It's all good. We judge.
Can
No, we
we?
already said we're not, nigga. You stabbed the Shamar chair.
Bro, poor Shamar chair. Poor Shamar chair. All right, so I guess that's the end of that one. Now we gonna end up getting into the grand finale.
At Amazon, hourly employees earn an average of over $23 an hour.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA.
All the media niggas that.
All right, they got any timestamps? No, they don't have any timestamps. So we gonna go ahead and get into this Akademiks, Charlamagne sit down, face off, whatever you want to call it, where it says they air out their differences, talk about Jay-Z, Drake, and Grand Wizard Media. Trying to see would this be a good place for my camera to be at.
I don't fuck with everything. If you're a civil person, right? But why do you think it only went to media niggas that don't fuck with? That's
You know what? I'm gonna get some more coffee before I Boop, boop. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Had to get some cup of mud.
Only people that what?
Only those are the only people mentioning it. Like what you're talking about? Like niggas is going at stake for sure.
No, you ain't see this. That's why I keep saying I'm
Niggas
like
going at stake for sure.
That's why I keep saying there's no way I know what the fuck really going on. Like you don't see this shit. That's the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, but that's Polymarket. Like
Polymarket?
that type of stuff is always gonna happen.
Read the first one.
Yeah, but that got nothing to do with like when you brought that shit up. I was like, all right, you just like you trying to swim for like the fences.
Well, okay. Well, look at this.
That Polymarket shit got nothing to do with nothing. That.
By the way, I don't care about none of this shit.
But you brought it up.
Why? Because your man is going crazy. If your man, if the nigga shooting at me, I gotta shoot back.
He wasn't shooting at you like that.
What?
Shooting at you like how he shoot at you now.
Like, bro, he was over here bringing up his old allegations. What were you talking about, eh? He wasn't shooting at him. Bro, what? Are we okay? It wasn't just he was not only shooting at him. Bro, I also gotta look at Charlamagne too. How come Charlamagne was quiet when it came to other Akademiks associates? That's not Grand Wizard. Like specifically when it came up to the one dude who got caught in the grocery store fondling girls, which I couldn't talk about. I couldn't talk about that simply because of my job. But not only that, but then the numerous times that same guy and AJ will be named in SA lawsuits along with Akademiks. Now, I'm pretty sure Act may have said something to him behind the scenes, but publicly, he never said nothing. So I'm kind of curious. Why now specifically? I mean, I get why now because of how far he went, but still.
Now?
Act the first week. I told you this on a Friday.
No. Of course, afterwards. What I'm saying is that before, like, put it like this.
But I never said nothing publicly. I said something to you privately on a Friday.
Yeah, but of course I'm gonna tell my man. Like
sure, but that's
don't tell my man,
give him license to just start going crazy on me. Like,
because he been getting harassed, so he been trying to figure out what the fuck
do with me.
Because put it like this. Before,
oh, he's complaining he's about getting harassed.
The nigga.
I don't care about being harassed,
bro. It's, like the whole Drake shit. That's what I'm saying.
Most of this one.
Yeah, bro, but most of that shit is like nothing about nothing.
Bro, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
put like this: if any of that is on some criminal shit, there's way bigger fish to fry than just George. Like,
but even
George is like,
that's just like, yo, that's what I say all the time. I'm like, yo,
like put it like this: Drake.
But that's what I say. I'm like, yo, y'all got way bigger fish to fry than me. I said I called my man to give my man a heads up about some shit. And then that guy spends the next week shooting at me. So now
I told you I should have got you on the phone with him. But here's the thing, though, and this is what I really think. And we'll get into it. We'll get on camera, or whatever. But
you wearing a steak T-shirt? You got the steak T-shirt.
I thought you were coming with the hat.
Of course, you gotta, do the whole bag thing.
And the shirt.
Crazy.
Yo, what? Yo, and also,
sponsored by steak.
I'm about to come in here and see paper planes all over the place.
For what? By the way, this is a paper plane.
Exactly.
It's comfortable. What y'all want to do? Y'all mad at me because this shit comfortable.
Yo, Charlie, you gotta come.
My jacket
No, you gotta come clean, Charlie. You gotta come clean. Charlie, you wasn't coming clean. You wasn't coming clean. Yo, anything anybody can say about me, they know I'm mad transparent. I'm open with it. Like, I'm not even hiding it. That's why I even can't wear it.
Nation.
And I'm not saying work. You see, you about to play semantics to me. I can tell.
What?
Because of course you're down on their payroll like some pawn. But nigga, you got mutual business interests with these niggas, bro.
Who said I didn't? We never had that conversation.
But that's like me saying, okay,
we never had that conversation. And that's one thing you said. You said Charlamagne never told me he had any affiliation with Rock Nation. That's not true.
Nigga, you never did.
Do you remember your scream?
I think
the
he
day
forgot.
after I called you that Friday. You literally said verbatim, Charlamagne said he gonna try to connect me with Rock Nation. Apparently he got some type of connection with him. And you said
you never said that. Like, I'm thinking you just know, because most of these, like the Rock Nation people, I don't know who they are. Like, if I seen Desiree outside this building, I walk past her unless I remember what she looks like online. I've never seen her. I've never been in the same room with her. Nigga, even Jay, the only time I ever seen Jay, I was at a Kendrick concert. I seen that nigga in the skybox.
And you said,
I don't know these people.
And you said Desiree got me a therapist. I'm like, where the fuck, where I get that from?
Yeah, that's what they told me.
Who's they?
Who is they? The voice in his head?
I'm racking my mind around, and they're like, yo, they said you admitted it publicly.
I've never said that. Desiree got me a therapist? How crazy does that sound?
Nigga, I don't know.
Very
but
crazy.
they said you and her are locked in, and I'm like,
I love Desiree though.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's not a secret.
That makes sense. Well, I don't know. Listen, what I know, and this is what I was saying, I know you're too smart for it. Rock Nation been coming at me for smooth 3-4 years.
On what though?
On things that what's their initiative I'm going against. Like I just happen to, it could be the Meg shit. It could be like any initiatives that I've just never kind of been, and it's not like on some.
I thought Meg sued you.
No, Meg never
Didn't
sued me.
she?
Meg sued a blogger. But this is what we said. If we
Why
talk
didn't he
about,
mention
we should
Milagro?
talk about media campaigns and everything, because I'll agree with you on certain shit. Like when you're now talking about like Grant and Georgia, whatever you want to call him. Okay, if you want to call it a campaign, because I ain't gonna lie, that nigga, he is a smart nigga, bro. I gotta be honest. But if you're gonna deny that other people don't have campaigns,
they don't.
You're crazy,
bro. Nobody.
Yeah, please.
Nobody campaigns like yo. It's not even close.
No. It's the most visible and the most. I would say the loudest voice. Don't mean that's the only thing that's happening.
Oh, wait a minute,
bro, nigga. I consulted with the.
Wait, so he said that, oh, Megan sued a blogger, but he didn't name Milagro. Huh. I guess after he falsely promised her that he would send her money for that whole trial, he backed out. Actually, I think that's when Rock Nation started to be on his tail, when he said that, yo, I want to help her out with this trial she got going on. But it's kind of interesting though. Like after he said he was gonna help her out, then he didn't, fulfill his end of the bargain. He ended up backing out of it, and then now he's like just referring to her as that blogger. So it's like, how did y'all fall off, or did Rock Nation really get to him and scare him into not even giving her no money? If they did that.
The best attorneys in the land, what they did for a deposition with me, that I'm not even party to the case, bro. They tried 15 times to get me to purge myself, because you're under the oath.
Mm-hmm.
They were setting it up for the lawsuit.
Why'd you do that without a lawyer? That's crazy.
They're idiots. I sat there and laughed at them for the whole time and ate food.
I don't know. A lot of times I feel like if somebody has you in a deposition and they're asking you certain questions, to me, it's because they already have certain information. And like you said, they want you to purge yourself. So why would you ever do that without a lawyer?
But even then, everything is interconnected though, right? And even then, that's what I'm saying. If we talk about campaigns, they're playing a different game. They're playing the game of, all right, yeah, I went without legal representation. My legal representation was going to charge me 30 bands.
What's wrong with that? That's what happens.
Okay, no. I get what you're saying. Hold on, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that it's not about the money. It's just about, I know how Rock Nation plays. They're just trying to exhaust. They don't have any.
That's my point. Like a lot of times.
No, that's not your point. You're not even agreeing that Rock Nation, they're the same thing.
You got to show me. I'm not even joking. I'm just saying you got to show me. You got to show me.
In a deposition,
because you was wilding on Megan. I thought it was a deposition for defamation on Megan.
He's not wrong.
Yes. Listen. I did 7 hours. That's a federally allowed limit. We get brought down. So basically, they asked one question that I said, listen, I'm going to keep it a being with you. I'm a journalist. So I'm going to vote that right. I'm not going to give up my sources. They wanted the source. I later said, hey, by the way, the question you asked, because they're like, they wanted to stop the deposition. They're like, let's go talk to a judge right now. And I said, hey, listen, I don't even remember who the person is. So I gave the answer already. We went down to the judge. The judge had to review 7 hours of deposition. The judge, I'm telling you, the judge scolded them. The judge said, hey, listen, this is a case between Milagro, Cooper,
oh, wait,
and
now
Megan
you
P.
mention her.
You're asking a New Jersey resident who you think has material information that you're deposing. You spent 7 hours. That's the max amount of time. 70% of the time you're asking about Drake, Nicki. What's that got to do with Meg? Drake, Nicki. You're asking about Steak. Then in the middle of the deposition,
they just looking for a reason to come in him. Then
in the middle of the deposition,
I remember that
she one of the lawyers, they asked to show an exhibit. So they putting up like Akademiks TV stuff and whatever, and the lawyer messed up. She shared her current screen, and I seen her Slack. All of the communications is go tell Desiree what Ak is saying.
What's wrong with that though? Megan is her client. Like if I was on a deposition,
Charlamagne.
my manager would be on, a business partner would be on it too.
Charlamagne, the Rock Nation CEO, who's suing a blogger. The blogger, there's a judgment of $75,000. Hold on, the blogger says she can't even pay it. So think about this. They
What you
spent
offer
$2
to help
million
pay?
in legal fees. They got a $75,000 judgment. She can't even pay it. You put like even my lawyer like, yo, but they spent like at least $100,000 in depot.
I hear you, but you can't play victim.
No, and I'm not playing victim.
If you're any of these bloggers and you talking that shit online, all it takes is for one of those entities to be like, you know what? Let me make them have a hard life.
Charlotte, nobody's playing victim.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair
because I'm literally saying what's happening, and I'm calling it out. And
I just think it's like certain shit that just should not be said. Like you calling Megan Thee Stallion a whore, like maybe you should just back up off of it. Like I get it, you kind of looking at it like, oh, I'm just a chat dude with a platform. No, the problem with that is you have a platform. If you didn't have a platform, nobody's not gonna care about a guy from New Jersey calling Megan Thee Stallion a whore. But when you're somebody who has a platform and it gets echoed over and over to where your fans go harass her, your fans send her death threats, your fans attack her God knows how many times, and even though you think, oh, it's just trolling, people take certain shit serious. Especially if they don't know you. And I feel like a lot of people got that right. If I don't know you, I should take whatever you're saying to me as disrespect. I'm entitled to that. And the whole thing with LeBron, I don't know if it's going to be mentioned there. I would imagine so. The thing is, if I can't, I'm the type of person that when I make content about drama, if I cannot reveal my source, I'm not saying a fucking word. I'm going to act like it don't exist. It's made up. Completely fiction. Fabricated. It don't exist. Completely fiction. We made it up. Like I'm not revealing anything. I'm not revealing shit. I'm not saying anything. I don't care what my source says to me or what. And I don't have sources. Like I'm kind of like the type of person who looks at sources like, if I can't show what I'm talking about or what you're telling me, then I don't want this information. That's just how I look at it. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. I don't know. But if I get handed a source, all right, of information, if I cannot show this either now or at a later date when other publications go live with it, and I can kind of be one of the first people to be talking about it, kind of be ahead of the curve, then I would talk about it as long as I could show what I'm talking about. And of course, it got to make sense, because if it don't make sense, if it's something I don't care about, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not. Like LeBron cheating on Savannah, who cares? Like who really cares and who really should care? Like if he did, he probably cheated on her back when he was in Cleveland, or probably when he was in college, or definitely a kid in high school. Like, what we talking about here? Like, I'm not gonna be crying over some shit that he did from like 20 some odd years ago or 10 years ago. And then there's people talking about the whole situation, saying that he got with Yes Jules or somebody like that. Like, look, she's debunked it multiple times. And unless somebody actually could prove that he fucked her, I'm not saying there has to be a sex tape, but if there's a conversation that could prove that they were talking about sex in text messages or in a I don't want to say Discord, or it could even be on a freaking Finsta app. It could be Finsta messages. It could be Instagram DMs, whatever have you. If none of that exists, then there's no point in talking about it. And hell, if I'm LeBron, I would look at it like, post it. But then again, sometimes if you know it's true, it's best to keep your mouth shut. But also it's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, LeBron, if he speaks on something like that, people are going to say, well, it might be true. On top of that, people could also say, well, if he's quiet, then it's also true. So you're really damned if you do, damned if you don't. The only ones who are going to believe you are people who hate you. That's just a fact. Like, people who hate your guts are going to believe any negative thing there is to say about you. This is what it is. When it comes to specifically that whole rumor that I talked about ages ago at this point, I don't think for a second that it's real. I don't think for a second, for a split second, that, oh, that's something that actually happened. I just don't. I just don't. Because if I'm Akademiks, if somebody says, yo, we got the tea about like LeBron fucking with white women in Toronto, like, I don't know, like me, I just don't care. Even if Drake was my man's, I probably wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I need to be like told why I should care. Like, seriously, I need to be told why I should care about LeBron cheating on his wife. Like, it's beyond unemployed behavior. Okay, people watch Love Island, no shade at Love Island fans, care about that shit. People who watch Love and Hip Hop, Love and Basketball care about that shit. I don't care about that shit. No shade at those programs. But like, look, I just don't, like, maybe I'm just built different, unlike other people. Like, if I can't show exactly what somebody's telling me, then I'm not going to talk about it. It could be true, but if I can't prove what I'm saying, that way I got something that's ironclad. If somebody tries to, I don't know, they try to sit there and say, oh, we gonna sue you, I can say, well, shit, I got some proof. So it's what it is.
You're like,
this could be a legal reaction, by the way.
In that case,
so
that's
it's all
clearly
interconnected.
Megan Thee Stallion, Rock Nation.
It's all interconnected.
How is this interconnected? How did what I call you and tell you about
I
how
feel like you play stupid, Charles. You're like, you're too smart. No, you're too smart for this.
Just tell you. Put it like this, right? I heard you say you said you think I work for Rock Nation, right?
You're about to do the word, the kind of like word
affiliation or whatever.
You got affiliation with them.
They're my peoples. That's a fact. I've always said.
You back.
By the way, you know that I'm wearing this. This is going right back to right now.
Oh God!
Yo,
every time we talk, it's going right.
Desiree's listening somewhere, right, or she's like, "This is probably a hidden stream." Charlotte.
But no, I always say, you've heard me say this for years. My 4 entertainment idols in entertainment: Clarence Avant, the Black Godfather; Arsenio Hall, who I just published his book, his memoir on my Black Privilege Publishing imprint.
My man with that promo.
Petey Green,
okay,
legendary
promo, by the way,
and Jay-Z. That's no secret. I've always said that my whole career.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why that's facetious, and this is why I wear the chain. Because I'm a huge fan of Drake before I had the chain and after I got the chain. I don't got
That's
Drake
true.
has never given me.
I don't mind him having the
but he
chain.
sent transportation for me to come film something for his rollout. He's never gifted.
Which I ain't never mind like Akademiks getting the chain because he is somebody who, you know, he's big up Drake for years and years. So I don't mind Drake giving him that moment, giving him that shine. Like I said before in the past.
To me like, yo, here's some money. Let me put you on paper. No. So but no, that's very different. I have zero business interest. Like Drake's not hitting me like, let's go half in on this business venture. You're.
But if he did, you would. Why wouldn't you? If he called you right now, him and
I think it depends. It shit depends.
What they got together? It's something. Or he just invested in one of Aiden's companies.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
if he did that, if he called you and did that, you would. Why wouldn't you?
But I would say it.
Want to know someone's criminal past?
Oh,
Search
wow.
millions of records instantly, from arrests to active warrants.
Why is a background check ad?
You said,
never said it.
Yo,
Charlotte.
you said verbatim.
You're doing a sleight of hand here. Everybody knows.
You said verbatim. You said Wayno exposed something. No, Wayno was correcting you. Because you said out of your own mouth, I saw Charlamagne advocating for Jay-Z's casino.
He was still wrong.
How was he wrong?
He said Charlamagne wasn't there on behalf of Jay-Z. Charlamagne was there on behalf of himself because he has some financial stake in the casino. Here's the thing.
Which
So
I don't even care about a casino.
Submitted to New York State. You're not listed as some like single sole entity that is an independent person. You're listed under Rock Nation.
Because
so you're there. So what he's saying is wrong. You might be there because you have business interests in that casino, but you're under the Rock Nation umbrella.
Yeah, because there's 4 entities that were vying for the bid for the casino in Times Square. You had SL Green, which is a real estate company.
Yeah.
Because they own the building, right? The building that the casino was going to be in, which was, I think, 1540 Times Square. You had Caesars, you had Live Nation, and you had Rock Nation. Anytime you're getting involved in a multi-billion-dollar potential bid, you're going to have to come in with somebody. But like, that's just a fact.
That's true.
Even when
I
saw you reading the names, I'm like, you think everybody that's under that Caesars thing works for Caesars? You think everybody under SL Green works for SL Green?
I mean, which is true. Like, you need to kind of have somebody be there with you if you're going on a business venture like that. However, I think the one thing that Charlamagne is forgetting, and maybe Akademiks will use this as a counterpoint, is that people would be worried about you would just use that business expense, that business venture with the casino to kind of cloud your judgment, to kind of like not be there to, how I say this, to give criticism where criticism's due to Jay-Z or anybody who's affiliated with him, Rock Nation as a whole, Desiree Perez, all that. So people kind of look at that and kind of call that into question.
No, you can look under the Rock Nation thing and see that everybody that's under Rock Nation don't work for Rock Nation.
Yeah, but they have that affiliation. There's nothing wrong with.
And y'all said I didn't disclose it, but you were reading the disclosure form.
We had to go to a site to go. Charlotte,
it's public record.
Pull at this.
I was at town hall meetings advocating for this casino. I'm in the middle of
you advocated, but you never said, I'm doing this because I'm business-wise aligned for this casino. And also, you know why it's a got you too? It's only a got you because I know you're gonna do the I kind of said it like nobody's gonna find that disclosure. Like, come on, bro.
It was already public record. But the barbs have been circulating that forever.
He brought up Nicki Minaj. He brought up Nicki Minaj, y'all.
And really connected. It's about
that goes.
hypocrisy. Because
tell me why it's hypocritical.
Yeah, because if you're gonna talk about whether it's crypto casino, sweepstakes casino, any type of casino. Matter of fact, I don't even know you to be. I'm like a legit degenerate gambler. I don't even know you to be a gambler. And so when I see you co-sign a casino with Rock Nation,
when you do your tricky word play.
No,
I
tricky
never
word
said
play,
anything
huh?
wrong with I never said there was something wrong with casinos. I never said there was anything wrong with gambling. Never. What I was talking about was the things we were talking about before. You're currently in a lawsuit with for something, right? Well, they named you with. Oh, I got it right here. Hold on.
It's a replica lawsuit that's been filed in 5 different states. They finally added me. Why? Because
this one.
Okay.
The class action complaint that was filed in Virginia, which states
it's not.
Oh, I don't know if it has something to do with some gambling. But I can see his point. Like, if you wasn't into gambling, why are you just all of a sudden into gambling? I can see his point there for sure. I just don't understand him bringing up the barbs, because you know what's gonna happen with that. Why Nikki got to be added to the conversation? You ain't have to do that, like, you know. And I seen people on a moral soapbox about the whole casino shit. Like, bro, nobody cares, bro. Like, you want me to feel bad about people going to a casino willfully spending their own money? Like, I don't feel sorry for grown adults making poor decisions. I'm sorry, you're a grown adult. Own your grown adult mistake. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and just be like, oh my God, these poor casinos take advantage of people with gambling problems, which they do. It's not wrong, but I'm not gonna just look over the fact that there are people who are self-aware and realize, hey, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I'm doing it anyway. It's like the people who get drunk and they have a problem. You don't blame the alcohol companies. You don't blame the tobacco companies for people who dies of cancer. You just blame it on people abusing the products.
Not class action complaints on one person. No, I know, but it's
but accusing the defendants of running and promoting an allegedly illegal online gambling operation while tying the platform to alleged covert payments and music streaming manipulation. That's what I was talking about. I never said there's anything wrong with having a casino.
Yeah, but
there's anything wrong with gambling?
Okay, so now when we start talking about casinos, this is why I said that you have an agenda, right? Because in every casino in the world, right? Fanatic Sportsbook, Jay-Z just partnered with them. They're at Ocean Casino in Atlantic City. You know how much litigation they got? So the mere fact that, hold on, they got a million cases.
Show me.
But this is obvious. That's what I'm saying. You're cherry picking on that.
No, show me.
Prize Picks. I work with them. Everybody works with them. I don't know. Maybe Black Effect works with them too. You know how much litigation they've had just alone in Jersey? But the mere fact is this. Y'all took Drake, and these are entities that y'all don't really like, and y'all are saying these are 4 to 5 lawsuits. We've not seen them litigated. One was in Virginia, just got thrown out. They're also making claims, and this is where I said, like, if it was someone that you weren't, if it was Jay-Z, you would put nuance to it. I'll give you an example.
If this wasn't Drake, you would put nuance to it. Because how can you ignore an article that says pay no attention to the grand wizard behind the curtain?
I'll get to that.
5 lawsuits say the bets were rigged, the screams were bought, and even the chat losing its mind was a higher.
So we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
So let's just start with the obvious. And I'm just talking about nuance, and you're trying to grab a random lawsuit to act like it's something it's not. Okay. I remember you being on record saying, listen, release the Epstein files. Fuck it, whoever's on there.
I'm glad he brought the Epstein files.
The release of files, they has Jay-Z name. It's some
No,
BS.
they don't. You know they don't.
Charlotte, see, you're adding context. Just hold on.
You're supposed to add context to things because you can't just say.
But you're not adding context to that.
Why not? I can read it verbatim.
No. Because wait, hold on. Is
You didn't add
Jay-Z
context to that.
name in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Yes, but why?
Oh, okay. So that's yes, right? Okay. Is there
Why
a
is he named
lawsuit
in
versus
Epstein?
Drake aided in state? Yes, right?
Yes.
But there's context, right? You're gonna add the context right after. Yeah, I know the context you would add for the Epstein stuff. You'll be like, well, these are erroneous reports. None of these things got verified. These are also people talking about him. Doesn't mean he did anything. That's the context.
By the way, I haven't accused y'all of doing anything. What I've done is read these things, right? And by the way, I called you. Why did I call you?
I guess he's looking at it like, you know, why would you sit there and say, you know, you ain't looking at the context why I'm naming the lawsuit, but you're not, you're like just immediately glossing over Jay-Z's name. Now, of course, there will be some people who will sit there and say, oh, Jay-Z's a monster, like he's done some diddling stuff. Like I've seen people try to say him and Beyonce have sacrificed children, which for people who make content, I don't know if you know, that's a good way to get your ass sued. like, can you prove that shit? If you can't prove shit like that, shut the fuck up. Nut bastards.
I called you to tell you that your boy got jammed up, George, and what he said was he gets his marching orders from Ak and Drake.
Yeah, but jammed up by who? So let's go.
Investigators. They just said investigators. What y'all knew?
Who is investigators?
I have no idea.
Okay,
but y'all knew this already.
Okay.
Hold on. But you knew this already. You know how I knew you knew this already? Because I heard you say how you got somebody approached you at the Kendrick Lamar show, and they told you that they had private investigators on your boy.
Okay,
right.
So if somebody,
hold on. There's another article, the Age.com in Australia. They talked about how they had investigators.
I ain't never even heard of the website.
Somebody right now is trying to sue you for what you said on the radio. They might be like, hey, put a private investigator on Charlamagne that I could figure out X, Y, and Z. Doesn't mean it's valid. When you do the sleight of hand.
Once again, I'm not saying it's valid. All I did was call you.
But you do the sleight of hand when you say investigators to say like, oh, this is a criminal complaint. I was like, what cop is calling Charlamagne like, yo, bro, here's...
No, nobody ever said it was criminal. All I did was call you privately, by the way. Hold on. I called you privately.
Okay, you're right.
And said, Ak, this is what I'm hearing. And I heard that your boy is telling on you. That was it. Y'all are the ones that jumped out there and started saying all this other shit.
Yeah, but everything
making
you told
things public.
Me, nah.
Yes, you did.
Okay. No.
Y'all did that.
You're right. Because here's the thing. I've called you before. I've called you before when, and by the way, the same people back then, same people now, I've always ignored it because that gets into a really messy territory. We know where that goes.
I get what Charlamagne's saying. Like, you aired out some shit that could have not been aired out. And I think Ak is about to say, well, I've called you on stream before and everything was cool. I could be wrong, but...
They're coming with certain type of info.
Same with you right now.
Exactly.
Like, but when I say the same thing, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm here for.
Okay. So every single time those things happen, when I look at somebody as my peer, when I look at someone's like, no, that's my man, I fuck with him. We could disagree a million times on if we just... When I first got on the phone, I'm thinking this is a Drake, and like when it comes to Akademiks TV or whatever, like we fuck with Drake, right? I'm thinking this is just a discussion or a disagreement based on who likes what rapper, what you think. You brought it to this other level where now it feels like there's this nefarious, like behind the scenes, like, yo, people are flipping on you, people are whatever. So that's when I asked you.
But I told you that, and I gave you names. I said, I said the Carson McCoy kid, who I don't even know none of these people. I'm just giving you names. Carson McCoy, what was it, Alex Ocha or something like that, and George Wynn. And they said all of them, they got touched by investigators, and all of them flipped and said, yo, we get our marching orders from Ak and Drake.
10 wings, $10. At Zaxby's, the math is mathing. Zaxby's 10 for 10.
Finding a therapist you actually connect with can feel like a lot to ask, but 82% of BetterHelp members...
I actually said, so if you have the info...
I think one of them used to work for Ak. And they just end up snaking them or some shit like that, and you still got the other two that still actively employed by them. But yeah,
or have heard about the investigation. Who is behind it? Because it wasn't criminal.
And what did I say?
You said Lauren LaRosa told you won't find out another time.
But you didn't tell your scream that. What you told your scream was, yo,
that
Charlamagne said, I can't tell
he,
you who it is. I never said that.
No, you
said I don't know. The information came to Lauren. I will find out.
That don't sound crazy. That don't sound crazy?
No.
If I give you a warning, crazy. Like, yo, damn, how you getting all this info in? Because that's what I'm more interested in. Because everything you're telling me, I
can see both sides.
Yo,
I can see both sides.
Obviously, when it comes to people want to do class action lawsuits versus state for whatever reason. Like every casino at some point got to pay out some bread to some people who say, "Yo, man, you got me hooked," or whatever the case is. That's how it works. Every casino. We could go to FanDuel. We could go to DraftKings. We could go to Trump even owned casinos. That's a very regular practice, right? Where people are like, "Hey, listen, yo, I've lost my money," or whatever. And eventually the casino might be like, yo, I'm just settled because we want to keep operating. We're making a shit ton of money, whatever. That's really par for the course whenever you deal with casinos.
But Ak, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit.
All I was asking you is that, where are you getting the info? Because
and I told you I don't know, but I'm going to try to find out. Did I
I
not
feel like
say
you
that to
gaslit me, man.
No, that's you.
No, I feel like you knew who it was from.
I would have told you. But let me give you another. Let me tell you this, right? Go back to my.
So he thinks that Charlamagne knows and he just withholding information. But Charlamagne's like, I don't know. I can see both sides if you feel like somebody's hiding something, but at the same time, you got to prove somebody's hiding something. You got to prove your man's is hiding something. And then not only that, but if this is somebody who you look up to as a mentor and everything, you should take into consideration what he's saying. Like, it could be a case where two things could be true. Where he could know more than he's telling, and at the same time, he could also know not that much, and he's trying to figure out who and what's behind it, just to be able to let you know.
My original point. You think I'm in cahoots with Rock Nation? That's fair to say. Of
course, absolutely.
And you think Rock Nation is doing this to you?
Rock Nation is part of a broader thing, but yes, of course.
So if I called you to tell you that privately, wouldn't that be me snaking Rock Nation?
Are we cutting this part out? Like, yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
So that
No,
should
we're
let
not
you
cutting this
know
out.
right there.
No.
If I'm so in bed with Rock Nation and I'm so in cahoots with them and they got this master plan to take down Akademiks, and Charlamagne calls Act to tell him privately, that would mean I'm snaking Rock Nation.
Yeah, but Charlotte, that call wasn't like Act save it, because everything you even told me was like Act. The focus of what I'm hearing is people that has been around you. You weren't even saying Act. You were saying be careful.
That's right.
Okay. What I felt that call was, that's what I'm saying. I think that was a Rock Nation directed call. You know why? If I completely took heed of that, the people who were around me that you mentioned, I would have just backed up off and be like, yo, I don't know.
Nah, not necessarily. That just means you cut your grass a little lower so you can really see if there's any snakes there. That don't mean cut those folks off. That was just a simple heads up that you could have kept private, tucked to yourself, and just kept a close eye on everybody just in case.
To me, that was Rock
But
Nation.
instead, you went to your main shooter and told him, start shooting at Charlamagne.
No, I never told him that.
I don't believe. Act, stop.
No, I promise you.
Yeah. I look at it like some shit like that happened. You trying to figure out like what's going on. I'm trying to help you out, find out who is the one who's gunning for you or coming after you. And you start having your main man who's employed by you try to bring up allegations that Charlamagne himself has dealt with and put to bed 20 years ago. Like, I think Charlamagne is more pissed than he's letting on or letting it be shown. But honestly, I think if it was a case where if Akademiks hypothetically had started cutting people off or said, you know what, is this true? Like, are you really doing that snake shit? That person, what did his name was? George Gwynn? George Gwynn could have easily been like, you know what? George Gwynn could have easily been like, you know what? Let me air shit out about Akademiks. And I think that was the fear. Because when you got people on your team and Akademiks knows that, like, I've even seen him go at it with people who he called a best friend. And they would just start revealing some nasty things about each other. Like, damn, y'all had that type of, I don't even want to say tea, but that type of dirt on each other and was cool for this long, and you were just waiting to weaponize it. Like, you had one in the tuck in case he gets out of line. Like, I think it's a nasty game folks play. It's a nasty industry. I wouldn't even want to get involved with, because, yeah, bro, some of y'all be bugging the fuck out. Like, if it was me, and if I looked at Charlamagne like a mentor, like I know Act does, I probably would have had to have a boss call conversation with Grandy and just be like, yo, you got to chill. If you don't chill, I'll find somebody to easily replace you. That's how that works. That's how that works.
You said you told.
No.
Okay.
I said I can't because there's times when that page is ran like a fan page. There's like 4 or 5 people at any time that could. Now there's a person who kind of like more moderates it or probably makes most of the shit on there, but you know, I'm just kind of seen as the figure who kind of oversees it.
That's not smart though. I don't know why you allow that page to use your face and likeness. Like that motherfucker be saying some wild shit, bro.
No, we could get into that. But
they definitely do be saying some wild shit. They can definitely get into that. I hope they do.
Co-sign everything that happened. So you normally, if I've seen a post about you, I'm gonna hit him and be like, "Yo, I know Charlamagne is my guy. Take that off." I do that a lot. They made a post one time about Cardi B. Cardi B is my friend. Like I talked to Cardi B. We on the phone for hours. Yo, take that off. You get what I'm saying? Like I get it. It's a page that it's kind of news reporting, but it also have like a point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? But it's more fan based. Anyway,
why was he so quick to throw you under the bus though? That shit. Immediately.
Who?
George.
Where?
In the text messages to my people. He immediately was
texted Alex. Alex, you gotta come clean. You gotta come clean.
He immediately was like, Act told me to do this. He immediately was
That's
like,
what he told you?
We got the text.
Let me see the text.
We got the text. I'll show you.
We gotta look at everything.
Alex, please show him.
No, yo, listen.
He got
I keep
sex on
saying this
file?
over and over, and I don't know if it's because of my reverence for you, because you know, and people will tell you. People will tell me all the time, like, I don't know why you fuck with Akademiks. I'm like, yo, that's my guy. I know that for a long time. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even think like the act y'all see on screen and shit is not the act that I talk to. Blah blah blah. So I literally be telling people, I don't think Act knows what's really going on.
No, listen.
Show him what George said. And if you want to cut this out later, you can, because I don't want to ruin your relationship. I'm just being honest.
Oh, listen. I showed up here for everything. I hate the conversation about because there's no more private conversations. Like it's at this point, it's like I've been and like I feel like I'm kind of carrying the flag because I'm not really being affected. Like it's these people who aren't like you live your life as a public figure. I live my life as a public figure too. Shit, I'm used to like if somebody's trying to sue people sitting outside my house, I ain't tripping on that.
I don't feel no.
I'm carrying the flag, but
I don't feel no remorse for George because George be on Akademiks TV talking crazy.
Yeah, no, hold on. I told him,
that is true. That is true. Like I have seen Grandy talk mad crazy about people. Even Carmelo Anthony's mom, which was insane. He had to remove that post as well. People remember. Yeah, it's just been countless times, like just so many different people. And then when Act was going at it with Your Rage and Dante, that page even tried to slander both of them. Like, the fuck are we doing? You know what I'm saying? We done lost the damn plot thinking like y'all could really go to bat against streamers. Streamers got more support than rappers do. And we're gonna be honest. And I remember everybody was on Act's head top after he got banned. I got banned for a week from YouTube because of that shit.
Bro, the gloves are off. I said that publicly. I said I can't say Charlotte.
But he said this before you said that publicly. This was literally him folding immediately.
Yeah, no, listen. They had stuff they wanted to go out with you, and I'm like, they know the reverence there. And then after that, I'm like, yo.
But why? In this Act, you know this about yourself. Yeah. You're very loyal. You're loyal to a fault.
Yes.
Why was he so quick to be like, yo, man, Act told me to do that, blah, 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 this and that. You wouldn't have done that to him so fast.
Listen, man. Yo,
you would not have done that to him so fast.
That's my guy. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I hear your point of, well, if he could sit behind a page and whatever, why can't people turn the mirror on him? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that should be fair. That should be fair.
Because he told one of my mans, yo, tell Charlamagne stop mentioning me with all of this crypto. You know, I don't want to get my house ran up in. And you know the laws in Australia are very different. You got to report every single... No, I didn't. You got to report every single crypto payment to Australian... I can't remember the name of the organization.
You did a sleight of hand with that because I did talk to him after hearing you say that. And he's like, yo, he sent me 3 articles that was within like 2 weeks of... I don't know, like a lot of these like crypto kids that are out there, these gangs were running up in their house and holding them at gunpoint. 2 of them got killed.
Do what? Yo, download your hard drive.
Yes,
like, what you did here?
No, you gotta realize.
Man, they real life squabbles
he's
out
living
there.
in nowhere, whatever. Yeah, he's trying to not have his face out there and address. Also, the pictures that Rock Nation's people took got his whole like you literally see his house.
I mean, I don't feel sorry for Grandy. I really don't have no sympathy for that bastard. Because when you talk mad cash money shit about people, you make a whole career off of that shit, like using the Akademiks TV page, lighting a name, image, and likeness. Like, bro, I don't feel bad for you when you said all that horrible shit about SZA, saying all the horrible shit about Dante, saying all that horrible shit about your rage. I ain't never gonna forget that shit. Fuck that page. Fuck George Gwynn. Fuck him. Like, look, I'm not upset if he feels like, oh, why y'all putting my face on Front Street? Because you the same motherfucker that, like, everybody gotta look. Everybody gotta look to them. The dudes who be out here talking mad cash money shit about SZA, they look a certain type of way. It's called projecting. They don't like what they see in the mirror, so they end up like saying some incel ass shit, which is what he did. And then everybody in the industry made a boss call, and then everything got taken down rather quickly. And Akademiks, I feel like you are too soft on him. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, he works for you. You don't work for him. He is not your equal. Grandy is not your equal. Grandy is your employee. And sometimes as a boss, you got to tell him, hey, you need to chill out. If you keep on doing this, I'm going to find somebody else to replace your ass. And sometimes, like, you got to say shit like that. It is what it is. But Axe not going to say that because ain't no telling how much dirt, how much secrets that Grandy has kept of Akademiks, that he would probably be more than willing to air that shit out if him and both of them came to blows and fell out. Now, as for everybody else on his team, I can't speak for them. I don't know them. But it's like, I don't like how people play victim, the perpetual victim, when you provoke somebody online and then hide behind the guise of, oh, I'm just a fan. This is just a joke. You can't take no internet joke seriously. No, not when I don't know you. If I don't know you, it's fuck you. I take that as disrespect and I look at it like, where do we go from here? I mean, I feel bad that he lives in a third world country known as Australia with insects that look like fucking small chihuahuas. Like, I feel bad for him, but it's like, gang, outside of that, outside of the brutal heat they deal with year in, year out, bro, fam, I don't feel sorry for shit being leaked out about him. I don't feel sorry that his face is going to get put on Front Street. I don't. Okay? Cry me a fucking river. He ain't have no sympathy when he said all that horrible shit about certain people. This whole time he's been running that page. So as far as I'm concerned, it's fuck Akademiks TV, fuck Gary Gwynn, fuck anybody else who runs that page and posts slanderous shit about streamers that I fuck with, about people I fuck with. Like, fuck out of here. I ain't got no sympathy for him.
Let me ask you a question. When Grand Wizard gets served, because that's the other thing I'll be wondering. When he gets served, who are the lawsuits coming from? Because when y'all are pointing fingers at all of these different people, those names on those lawsuits should be the people y'all pointing at. Are those people from Rock Nation?
Yeah, but it don't work like that. So,
what you mean?
Like, this
who are the lawsuits from? Is what I'm saying.
Okay, no, I hear the question. So, you're gonna have to remember, this is also casino adjacent, right? I'm telling you, every
casino adjacent
or some type of.
He said casino adjacent or adjacent.
We're talking about Poly Market. If we're talking about, those are betting prediction markets. If we're talking about Prize Picks, we're talking Underdog Fantasy. Those are fantasy sports. They're all doing the same thing. Like, I had to deal with Prize Picks and Underdog. Spotify got me to deal with Underdog. They literally tell you we're skirting. Well, they don't say they're skirting around real laws, but they're like, when you are doing your promo, mention it this way because this is how we avoid the law. This is entire how casinos, prediction markets all happen.
That's cool. But who are the lawsuits coming from?
Okay, so I'm telling you.
Those are your ops.
No, I'm gonna tell you. But that's why I say Rock Nation is involved. Because
so Rock Nation's suing y'all. That's who the lawsuits are coming from.
It's not, their name is not gonna be on the lawsuit.
Why not?
So for example, all right, I'll give you an example.
Oh, so you think they're funding people to sue y'all?
Yeah, that's of course.
How can you prove that? I'm asking.
I need to see how you can prove that.
Have you read these lawsuits?
I'd like to see that.
No. These lawsuits are claiming these people said they don't have no money. Yet their lawyers are going up against stakes lawyers. Who do you think is funny that? A broke motherfucker claiming they're suing $1 billion casino.
Well, it's just a civil suit. You don't need no money to file a civil suit.
There's a million motions, Charlamagne.
You don't need any money to file a civil suit.
Charlamagne, have you ever?
I can file a civil suit right now.
I think I've seen this clip. I think I've seen this clip yesterday.
100%, and that's how I know people.
How much? All right, let me ask you a
Plenty
question.
of broke people can sue you.
Let me ask you a question. Whether the defendant
That
or,
is true.
or even if
That
you were
is
going
true.
at somebody, because I was just about to sue somebody for defamation. Lawyer flat out told me, "Are you committed at least $100K with this?"
And you know why? Because you're a public figure. And by the way, Ak, you'd look crazy suing somebody for defamation.
Or even if you were going
I
at
just
somebody.
thought about
Because
that.
I was just about to sue somebody for defamation.
Akademiks, you of all people, really? You of all people wants to sue somebody for defamation? You? When you have said the most defamatory, derogatory shit about people known to man, hell, you've even made fun of people who issue out defamatory remarks. So if you can't take what you can dish out, maybe you need to shut the fuck up sometimes. How about that? Don't practice what you preach. Don't sit there and be like, oh, well, I don't like it how y'all be doing all this defamation that against me. But you're willy-nilly wanting to do it against somebody else. Like when you don't like what it said, when your feelings get hurt, when somebody puts enough fingers on your pulse and be like, yo, what's really good with you? What's really good with us? Now, I can understand if it's like crossing a fine line. Like, okay, if, let's say, for example, somebody is bringing up his family, then okay, that could cross a line. But like, outside of that, like, I don't know. It just kind of makes him look crazy. He's the same one who said it was up for him and Rory because he still believes Rory put something in his mailbox. And even then, like, there's a reason why Rory did that. If he did that at all, it's because of the shit you were saying about Rory in the discussion. But
Lawyer flat out.
I need to hear
you
this.
committed at least $100K with this.
And you know why? Because you're a public figure. And by the way, Ak, you'd look crazy suing somebody for defamation.
You would.
Not really.
Because you go crazy on people.
If
Like,
somebody
can say that you defame folks every day.
Let me ask you a question. So if someone came out and blatantly called you or labels you as something.
They do all the time.
Which, bro, you've done it to other people. So how is it cool when they do it, but a problem when you, man, come on, bro.
So you say you would never sue?
I would.
Look, Charlamagne suing somebody would make more sense than Akademiks suing somebody. It would make more sense because if we look at like people pushing those allegations about him and Jessica Reed, yeah, that is a suable offense. It's a 20-year-old case. Let it the fuck go. But if we're talking about you Akademiks, you've made fun of people, like I said, of doing that, of doing that same thing, of issuing out cease and desist and all that shit. Because I really thought you were too pussy to sue anybody. Since you could just easily, it's cheaper to just boot up a stream and say, yo, go fuck yourself, than issuing out $100,000 cease and desist. But
exactly.
No, you're right. I've attempted. That's how I knew Drake was going to sue when Kendrick did what he did. I've thought about it and attempted, but it's really hard for public figures to ever prove defamation.
Yeah,
I'm sure your lawyer told you that.
No, but certain things is blatant though. And it wasn't even that because certain stuff is blatant. Like if I call you a particular name that's associated with a particular crime that you never got convicted of or you never got arrested of, that's clear defamation. Now, maybe to prove the damages or malice or whatever, all these other things.
The Akademiks TV page was doing that exact same thing against Charlamagne. What the hell are you talking about? They were publishing the accusations made by Jessica Reed, making it seem like Jessica Reed is this victim, making it seem like, oh, we need to, you know, rally behind Jessica Reed. Like, fuck out of here. Like, that page was pushing all them false allegations, bruh. Like, that's how shit could bite you in the ass.
Things that go into it, it's just not worth it based on how much you're going to spend. But you also do have a case. When you if you caught a media personality out there literally saying you're a convicted whatever, and they're shouting it loudly on a platform, you're filing lawsuit.
Oh yeah, if you're not a convicted whatever.
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So in those situations, there's somebody who's done that to me. You know what I mean? And they're on a public platform. I don't really think they got much money, but you know what I mean? I could probably take a couple of pennies from them.
I wonder who you're talking about.
But that's how all of y'all should think. Every single blogger with a platform, anybody that, you know, discusses things for a living, you should really think that, yo, one day that person might get fed up. I think that sometimes you be, not just you, but just bloggers in general, think that they're always going to be the bigger person and they always got, they got better things to do. One day they just might be like, fuck it. When you got fuck it money. And then what I see a lot of times is that's when everybody starts playing the victim. And I'm just like, no, you know what you said.
Yeah.
You know how you was moving.
So own up what you did.
You think I play victim?
Yes, you have done that.
Businesses in small towns grew more than 30% selling on Amazon, like Blue Track.
Amazon helped me reach customers.
No.
I definitely think Akademiks is playing victim. He's playing victim right now. Like, bro, you got it. You've had the Akademiks TV page to publish false accusations about people. You've used that page to slander people for years. You've talked horrendously about so many other people for years. What is it? Hold on, let me man, my bitrate fucked up. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see what this is. Why the refresh? Oh. It's crazy how I stream on YouTube and this shit's kind of like, huh. That's weird. That is so weird. I wasn't having this problem on Twitch. Huh. But why is this shit just... I noticed I seen like the damn internet test was kind of slower today. Should I do another internet test live? I wonder. I fucking wonder. We do this live. Now we do this live, but we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Cause I'm trying to figure out why is this shit acting like this now. I mean, it's at 26. Huh. I mean, 26 uploads still ain't bad. Apologies to anybody who sees this later. Hopefully she could just... I wonder what can I do live? What can I do live? I wonder, can I lower this to 10,000? Let me lower the bit rate to 10,000. Gang, that shit's still dropping frames. Them frames still dropping. Damn. Wasn't having this problem on Twitch. I just wasn't. Oh man. Ill problems. I guess Rock Nation trying to get me I'm trying to figure out what did I should have probably never fucked with this shit now. It might just be internet shit. Oh, fucking hell. Stream.
Oh, sometimes I do. Sometimes. I think especially in this situation with Rock Nation, it feels like you're acting like you're getting picked on, but you got a whole team of people coming at folks. Like you can't be mad at anybody that comes at George Wynn from Akademiks TV.
True.
He is crazy. If he was,
as long as you admit that, Rock, hold on, everything they claim was false.
Yo, that's when by the way,
everything they claim was false.
No, I can even.
And also, by the way, if we talk about depositions and even civil cases, all right, cool. Like, listen, I did that deposition 8 hours, no lawyer. Maybe not the smartest thing, but Rock Nation hired a bunch of dummies.
Let's have a media conversation real quick.
Desiree Perez been ducking every deposition. She ducking one versus her daughter. There's like 5 others. She don't want to sit down.
I don't know nothing about none of that shit.
It's like you know these people until I ask you a real question about it.
I don't know anything about any of this shit.
Okay, now we back up. We back up in the green.
About George, but not
because there's articles about
George. Is a fucking AI that lives out in the ecosphere.
Stop. This
Rock Nation.
Hey, okay, this is George. I'm gonna read you this article. You tell me if I'm tripping. This is from InverseWire.com.
Nobody even heard about this website till you brought it up. True. It's not you reading from CNN. Charlotte, you read InverseWire.com.
Yeah, people don't know. I ain't never heard of that.
Yo, Charlotte, man.
You take advantage of the worldwide nigga net, and you know them niggas don't read.
Yo, Charlotte.
You know them niggas don't read.
Yo, what Charlotte's doing right now? What camera is it? What Charlotte's doing right now?
Reading.
He's basically saying, yo, we got an article from NawRight.com. Like
that's not true. That's not true.
Nobody ever heard of that site.
Okay, well after this, I'm gonna read the Wall Street Journal one. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, but that got does it mention George?
It mentions
no, it doesn't mention George.
It mentions Drake and Aiden Ross.
Oh, so you're moving the goalposts.
No,
that's what I said. Because that's my whole point. You've been moving.
Well, it's not mentioned. It's not mentioned other people. This is a good conversation, by the way.
Listen, if you don't want me to read it, I won't.
Yo, you might as well read.
You deflect.
You can, but you might as well read somebody's Substack. You use the Wall Street Journal, which is legit, but they're talking about Polymarket. They're talking about Drake, who mentioned him in the song, which, by the way, Drake can rap about whatever he wants. Cool. They mentioned Aiden Ross, who did do a deal with them. Fine. Nothing mentions George. Nothing mentions
George
me.
is mentioned in the civil suits. You're not mentioned in these things.
But
you're only mentioned in one.
You're using that to make your argument. Why are you using Polymarket? Listen, I did it.
Now we back.
Like, I'm mad, open and honest. You see, Charlamagne ain't gonna tell y'all. Charlamagne, you gonna have to read about it in like some hidden disclosure shit that he's partnered with Rock Nation or the casino. Me, I'm gonna tell you, I had a Polymarket deal.
But you know the difference?
Cauchy?
You know the difference? If we had actually got the license and there was a casino open, yes, hey, Charlamagne has equity in said casino. But when we're just bidding for a license, the disclosure should be to two people. The government regulators, which you read yourself, and my employer, which is iHeart.
Okay, so you're basically saying you getting on the radio and basically telling people that your Times Square needs this.
Because I really feel that. That's me giving commentary as a media personality.
Okay, cool. But you don't feel that you need
Which is completely above board.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm not, you see, unlike you, I'm not trying to like invoke that.
But who would a casino be for, though, by the way?
You got to remember, and this is what also
I'm not against him, just saying.
By the way, I only would have equity in said casino if got the license for the casino.
I get you. But what I'm saying is, and this is where my disappointment is that a lot of how you move, I've said I looked up to you because I like your openness. The first time I ever did an interview with you, there was somebody I used to work with on college radio. and like I didn't know this person had a problem with me. They even brought me upstairs to come do the interview. You remember, the first moment,
Sasha,
and
yeah.
the first moment you see me, elephant in the room, and I respected that. I said, yo, you know what I like about Charlamagne? He not gonna just like, all right, let's not talk about it, let's avoid it. Let's get to it. That's how transparent you are. So what I'm saying is that when you're now on the radio,
that's true.
And
that's
you
true.
don't mention it, like
name 5 things that I'm invested in.
You got a little crystal joint.
Mm-hmm.
How
do you know that?
Black Effect. Black Effect.
And
it's open.
Hold on. But also when you're promoting even that fast food chain, you're also saying, yeah,
because that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay,
if the facility exists, it's there, it's mine. Hey, me and my wife bought 6 crystals in South Carolina. 2 of them are currently
Which I think
open.
is I think that's dope, to be honest.
I'm trying to get a point of why
now name some more.
You did some weed shit, like some dispensary, right?
And me and Raekwon did that. Does that mean I work for Wu-Tang?
No.
Okay.
Do you work with them? Of course. Right? So you work with them. Okay, cool.
Okay.
My thing is...
But how did you know that?
Once again, you said it, but that's what I'm saying.
But why did I say it?
Hold on. You said everything except the Jay-Z casino
because
thing.
There's no casino.
Yeah, the casino got shut down.
You saw me publicly.
Well, the bid got shut down.
You said it. I'm at town hall meetings. There's plenty of there's so many articles that came out before this week. Me and Fat Joe at town hall meetings going back and forth with people about the casino. We're at Manhattan Plaza Center doing community events, trying to get people to, be open to a casino coming to Times Square. Like all of this has been public record.
Yeah, but Charlotte, okay.
How you think Wayne don't even knew it?
Charlotte, to put it in perspective.
Okay.
Because of him saying something. I can see.
If you're doing a sleight of hand.
It's not a sleight of hand.
If right now I say, yo, Drake dropping some new shit, like some knock.
And I don't even have a problem with Charlamagne per se going as far as to having those crystal restaurants. I think that's pretty dope. I wish he'd open one in Mississippi because hell, the one we had, bro, that shit closed down so many years ago. It's ridiculous in my city. But nevertheless, I think it's a pretty cool moment. Like, yeah, he got all that going for him and his wife. That is great. That is fantastic. And I don't, think it's a problem with anybody shouting out any businesses, any investments that they got going on. Things of that nature. I just think that it kind of, people worry about like how your judgment can be clouded if you're doing business with Jay-Z like that. And, people will question, could you criticize him? That's all people would want to know. That's it.
To shit with an owl on it, everybody go copy. That shit look fire, right? And I'm just saying that without telling people like, bro, I got a percentage in that.
There's a difference. You have actual product. There's no casino for me to disclose to the public.
You're trying to wiggle out the back right now. Why? Because you're saying, no, I didn't tell y'all that whole process was at least 12 months. By the way, there was
longer.
You talking about
longer.
Hold on, you also talking about these articles that you have. Nigga, you named the website nobody has ever. Bro,
okay, so you want me to read the Wall
I've
Street
never heard of
Journal?
that.
You don't want to read
No, you can read the Wall Street Journal, but it got nothing to do with this. Here's the thing.
Can I just read? Can I just read it though?
Wait, let me just say
Can
one
I read
thing.
it though?
All right, let me just say one thing.
Can I read it?
You can. All right.
You don't want me to read it.
20 seconds.
You've been
20 seconds.
deflecting for 2 weeks.
No, 20 seconds.
Yeah,
20 seconds.
Every time I bring up
20
this stuff,
seconds.
and that's why I only keep doing it.
20
I'm
seconds.
like, every time your guy George jumps out there,
I'm here to talk
and says some wild shit. All right, boom, I'm gonna read another article. I'm gonna point people in this direction.
Okay.
So you don't want your name next to Crypto George? Watch this.
All right, so give me 20 seconds. So even in that casino thing, and we talking about real articles, the real articles that came from that was that apparently, I don't know if it's Roc Nation or Caesar, but somebody in that group was trying to bribe. Don't tell me you see that article. Trying to bribe one of the.
I think I did see that.
Exactly. So when we're talking about, like, this is why I realized Grand doing a hell of a job. He doing like a bang out job on Roc Nation. Like, I get it. This is the Roc Nation 30th, but I ain't gonna lie. He is. I guess their PRs in the dirt.
I think a lot of it's not.
Charlie, you mentioned it for 3 weeks in a row. Like,
This is what I mean when I say y'all play victim. He's mentioning me every day.
No, it's cool.
I get on Brilliant Idiots and talk about this shit for 20 minutes for 2 episodes, and he loses his mind. And it's only 2 episodes.
No, by the way, I'm not mad that you did that. What I'm saying is that if this guy raises to your level of radar, you're one of the greatest media personalities of all time.
What guy?
George. Right?
Only because that's your man.
And you're pulling obscure articles.
No,
I'm saying, what about the articles with Rock Nation where they're trying to pay off people to get the casino bid, which failed? And I'm going to be honest with you, I really think all that stemmed from that.
So talking about, he can post rumors and gossip and bullshit about me and others. But if I talk about these articles, the rumors, the gossip, and potentially bullshit, I'm wrong?
No, I didn't say you're wrong.
That's a fair trade.
You're implying.
No, I'm implying
This is what I mean when I say y'all.
Sound like a fair trade to me, like what Drake says.
No, I'm implying that he's so effective. He's so effective that basically there's certain other people who keep throwing rocks at me. I'm not giving them 3 back-to-back
here's the
straights.
thing. I'm not
like even when I had to mention Jeremy, I'm like,
here's the thing.
I'm like talking about like
I don't give a fuck about George Wynn. You know why I care about George Wynn? Because George Wynn comes under the guise of Akademiks TV. So for me, it's like, damn, this guy that I've known for almost 20 years, gave him his first interview way back in the day. Whenever there's an issue, me and him on the phone, like whether it's about you or whether it's about me, and when I call you to do what we always do, I give you a heads up on some shit. You let your guy.
Which I can understand why.
Go in?
No, but it was the most elusive heads up, Charlotte.
No, I gave you names.
Charlotte,
I gave you directed. And I'm not even going to talk about what we all talked about on the phone for 2.5 hours. But there was one thing in particular. You talked to me about an artist. And we can talk about this because you talked about this publicly. You talked to me about Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You felt like
Lil Baby shit?
Of
course he did.
You said you and Lil Baby had a conversation. Lil Baby told you everything was good. But then you ended up getting into an altercation with one of Lil Baby's guys.
Yeah.
You got more smoke for people that I haven't seen do anything to you than you do that guy who lined you up.
Oh, I got smoke for him too. It's just that with him, it's easy. Like any rapper who's ever, I felt even, did whatever to make me feel a certain way about him. Yeah, of course. Like I can't wait for his rollout to come in.
I'm kind of curious on what personalities he wants to come at, but he feel like he can't right now. I'm kind of curious on who. I mean, granted, I know there's some people who talk mad crazy about Zach worse than I could ever. I mean, I criticize Zach. I ain't never been like, oh, let me just, roast him all the time. I criticize him whenever, the time is necessary or, it calls for it.
It's gonna happen. Like I've seen what I've done to his career before. I've seen it. Like he literally got on the phone with me because he said I was stepping on everything he had going on. Don't worry, it'll happen again. So I do got smoke for him.
But then you're
trying to deflect from Rock Nation.
No,
though.
I'm not.
They're the invisible opponent. This is why even as of recent, I'm like Charlamagne. Nobody really is trying to even talk about you. Just get out the way. Let Desiree and Jay-Z sit. They are the people that everybody's shooting at.
This is why this is delusional to me. Even if that's true. If that's true.
You're running defense for them.
No,
why?
I'm not. If that's true, I can move out the way. If that's true.
Thank you.
Why would you want that problem?
They want the problem with me. I'm not saying
because you and Akademiks TV and whoever else probably won't shut the fuck up.
All right, so they want to control us.
Come on.
If they want to control us, it's on.
It's not about control. This week alone, I'm in Anguilla, enjoying my vacation.
What's good?
Had a nice little vacation.
I'm gonna show you something when we get off the air. I guess I gotta disclose that too.
You gotta disclose it. Yo, the Charlamagne disclosure.
It's gonna sound kind of sus if you don't.
Check it for a wire earpiece. You know what I mean?
But when I would get back to the room, I would look at things and I would laugh my ass off. Cause I'm not gonna front. It made me feel important that you had your whole legion of internet doom going at me.
I didn't.
It's like everybody. I'm like, oh, he got the whole squad. Every cosmetically challenged motherfucker in the cyber world.
Wait, chromosome challenge?
I'm like, oh shit.
Do you think? All right. So I'm glad you said that. And we should get into this part.
And it made me.
He had said, did he say chromosome challenge people came from him? I think that's kind of accurate. And I really, you know, I don't fault Charlamagne for feeling how he feels, because like, bro, you come at somebody like the way you come at them, then you gotta expect some type of different recourse. It's like, bro, there was a issue that Ak had with Talil, but that was more so like somebody who was cool with Talil that was connected to the little baby, and that's where his issue stemmed from. What is this? But the way I look at it, like if there's anybody that Akademiks should not go up with and cannot go up against, like if there's one group I think that he can't go up against and win, it's streamers. He just can't win against streamers. He can't win against streamers because when you go up against streamers, you always lose. He lost when it came to Rage. He'll never admit it. He lost when it came to Dante. That's why him and Dante not really on speaking terms like that for real. His own community don't even fuck with Akademiks no more. And it's just so much shit. Like when it comes to streamers, they're more of a tight-knit community that they'll rally together behind just about anybody to let it be known that, hey, we ain't doing this. It's not gonna go down like that. Why is my encoder acting up all of a sudden? I guess because of the video, like 2.5 hours long. But yeah, it's just.
And I'm gonna tell you something else.
You are important though.
Cool.
Nigga, I shouted on the highs, and this is one of the things that kind of hurt me about it. I'm like, I look up to Charlamagne.
But here's the thing, you don't have to do that. You see these articles from the Wall Street.
He's still bringing the Wall Street.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra. It's the truck.
Wall Street Journal that says
Clipping isn't illegal though.
It says it just says new investigation by the Wall Street Journal. Polymarket is paying scores of offshore clippers to quietly promote it.
Let me give you something on clipping. Clipping is the most normal and the most.
No, answer. Yes. You don't get anonymous tips. You don't get mad random shit sent to you,
but I will
and you don't know where it came
I'm
from.
trying to find some, speed up this conversation.
Where now?
Listen, this week alone, I heard you talking to people who was getting mad random shit from people saying this is just a source, this is just a source, this is just a source. Have I asked you once who the source was?
Yeah, but you haven't. But hear what I'm trying to say. At a certain,
do you even know who the source is?
Well, there's a few sources. Trust me, I've
do you know? Be honest. Do you know who these people are?
One of them I've heard about.
Okay.
A bunch.
Okay.
Other people, you'd have to do some research.
So that's my point.
Hear what I'm saying though?
All right.
If it was something, if I was gonna call you to give you the heads up, I'm finding out who that is. I'm gonna be like, yo,
before he says anything, I get what you're saying.
This person, just go look at this person.
You didn't give me any. You didn't give me time to do nothing. I told you that I was going to set up a conversation with you and Rock Nation. That we talked on a Friday for 2.5 hours.
Sure, like,
by Saturday,
if that's not the put the banana in the tailpipe move, like, come on, like, you think Rock Nation is gonna be like, all right, we're done beefing with this guy. Charlotte came here, let's have a call.
Why not? That's like, yo, if there's actual issues, listen.
All right, you know what I said. What have they said?
If there's actual issues, a lot of times actual issues can just get resolved with communication. And by the way, we talked for 2.5 hours. You gave me a lot of intel that I didn't have on a lot of stuff. You gave me intel on the little baby shit. Okay. And then we started talking about Rock Nation. I'm like, yo, what's up with you and Rock Nation? Why do you go so hard at Rock Nation?
So can I ask you, because everything
Did you tell the people what you told me when I asked you that though?
What?
Because you didn't tell me all of this shit about depositions and all that shit like that. You told me that.
What?
You said, I feel like a lot of us online feel like if somebody big is coming at us.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Then we got to be with somebody big too. Which is Drake.
No.
That's exactly what you said to me.
I repeat what I said.
Okay.
I said, these days, what online is, because now.
Sorry if I'm being quiet, by the way. I'm just like being trying to listen to what's going on.
Drake's my man's. He gave me a chain like that's my man's. But you know, I was just a big fan of his. I supported him doing some really tough moments in his career. That's why I got a chain.
Okay, I'm talking about same over
Which
here.
is fair.
I've never liked Drake's music. You know that.
All right, bet.
So who could pay me to hate Drake?
We never said that. What I'm saying is that now
He's
the
not
internet
wrong.
is breaking where there's teams.
And I think that's silly.
Well, it's not about if it's silly or not. Is it happening? These days, you're realizing the people who are super pro Jay-Z, they're usually shitting on Drake. The people who are usually pro Drake, they don't give a fuck about whether it's Kendrick or.
But shouldn't we be better as media personalities? Why do we fuel that? Like, we should know that, hey, you can have your opinion about an artist. I can have my opinion about an artist. That don't mean the fan bases got to hate each other. That's some Republican Democrat shit.
Yeah, but all this, I told you, it started with Kendrick and Drake.
That's
hip-hop
dumb,
is
though.
never. It's
you
never.
You help fuel that too.
How I help fuel that?
You help fuel that divide because
Keep in mind, the
Now you talking about Kendrick and Drake?
because
they pull up on me at a concert.
Because instead of just letting Drake,
people talking about anything with him, whether it's a Target thing, and I didn't even give him shit for that, but they look at it with almost a sour taste in their mouth, as of like, you know what? I feel like you guys have misused our trust, misused the cultural equity, and I think that a lot of these other stuff that you might be bringing up. It's a byproduct of it because I believe Jay-Z wholeheartedly. He's on offense this year.
Yeah.
And he has to fight these narratives. And how do you fight these narratives? You got to fight also some of the people who might be the biggest and loudest voice pushing that. So what do you think about it? Or do you at least acknowledge that that's happening?
I think all of those things are subjective. I think that when you're an artist, I think that when you're in the music industry, when you're any type of celebrity, right? There's going to be maybe ebbs and flows, but I don't even look at it as ebbs and flows. I just look at it as I'm a Jay-Z fan. You may not be, but I'm 48 years old. So all of those albums mean something to me.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I'm at the concert this weekend with 140,000 other people. So for all of those people online.
But it's not a music conversation, though, that people are giving them shit about.
Well, sometimes you can get, man, sometimes you can get too big for the room. Sometimes you can be so successful and be so at the top of your game for so long that people just start hating you for any reason whatsoever.
That's
you got more
true.
haters now
That is
than
true.
you did 5 years ago. Why do you think that is, Zach?
But it's different.
Everybody got haters.
And that's
I feel like everybody be having haters to their own degree. Akademiks and Charlamagne. Probably like, for better for worse with that. But damn, this was a lengthy ass conversation. But as far as it goes with Jay-Z and that whole Target shit, like I said before in the past, like I don't really give two fucks about that. Like, look, have his exclusive deal, but there's other people that do exclusive deals that is outside of music that nobody bats an eye at. Nobody cares when they see Tone at Target. Nobody got offended at that. People could say, well, that happened before. But what are y'all doing now? Y'all haven't been on Kai's head top. Y'all haven't been on AMP's head top about the whole shit. So let's keep it where it's at. Okay? As far as that goes. And I've stated my opinions in the past why I don't really fuck with boycotts for real.
People will all. How many narratives have they shifted on you over the last 3-4 years?
Charlie, you're avoiding the point.
No, I'm not. I'm showing you the point. When somebody listen. When somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason, they will use anything that's against you, and they will side with anything that's against you. It can be you can get online and be the most trivial shit.
That's true.
Like, we sat around arguing about his hair, bro. Whether his hair was real. Whether you can really comb dreadlocks out. You realize how petty that is, yo?
Yeah, but
that is very
still
petty.
The bigger point.
What's the bigger point?
The bigger point is that, and
the bigger point is you gotta love niggas more than they hate themselves.
I gotta ask you this because I think the rest of the I'm gonna call them interns. I think you gotta be on payroll. They're interns. Like there's a couple of they're
who?
No,
I'm not. I've never been signed to Rock Nation. I'm not managed by Rock Nation.
Is there at least an acknowledgement that when people like, there's a growing consensus of conversation that if Jay right now was announced that, yo, I'm partnering with someone to build a children's hospital in the middle of the hood in Newark, New Jersey.
People would talk shit.
And I'm not just saying
That's
only
true.
haters. People are looking at him like, is he really doing this?
I think what you're saying.
You're not like.
No, I am acknowledging what you're saying is true, but I promise you.
But I be wondering though, like, why do people wait till now to do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, people will do it now when it's like very convenient and you got Diddy behind bars and shit like that. Like, Diddy has been wanting people to turn against Jay-Z ever since he's been locked up, because Diddy may feel like, I mean, I don't know, that one of my closest friends in this industry did not have my back at my lowest moment. So here we are to where everybody's just being puppeteered into not liking Jay-Z. I've even seen people have revisionist history and say, yo, free Diddy. Like, are y'all touched in the head? Like, bro, what the fuck really going on? Like, we know what this man did.
That's been going on since the beginning of time for anybody that's in a position of power, for anybody that's successful. There's nobody on this planet who can do anything that won't receive criticism from people. And this is why I always tell folks, all right, you mad I'm opening up the children's hospital?
I feel like people just hate for the sake of hating sometimes.
If you don't like me opening up the children's hospital, then you go do something better.
Yeah, but
people do pick and choose though.
This affects him? Because I could see the clear.
I don't think he cares. By the way, I don't know.
He has to care. You want me to tell you why?
Okay, tell me why.
I don't think he cares, to be honest.
You could walk into the NFL offices and you just met with Colin Kaepernick and you snake him and you basically say, hey, listen.
You didn't snake him.
Okay, well,
I was there.
His wife begs to differ, and
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
Okay, all right.
You didn't see the video? I'm in the room.
Desiree, come on in.
No, it's public. I was in the room.
Yeah, but I'm pretty.
He's not wrong.
Happened before that.
I was around for a lot of conversations
that were private.
Yes, even some private ones.
So you work for them then?
No.
That don't mean he works for them.
It's not like you're saying,
hey, you do know me and Nessa and Colin were like this at one point.
Okay, so it's their fault.
All I'm simply saying is,
Charlotte, you can't DJ Khaled this one. You got to pick it.
I'm saying
they've been vocal this week too.
Yes, and if you ask me, Jay-Z didn't snake them. That's my personal.
So they're
opinion.
idiots.
What? Who said that?
Well, they feel the exact opposite. So it's either they.
Listen,
sorry if I'm being quiet, by the way.
There's no way nobody's at fault.
Everybody
trying to listen to everything.
Can have a perspective. And when you're dealing with a lot of different personalities and a lot of different people and everybody seeing things different ways, there's a lot of different perspectives. From my POV of that situation, he didn't get snaked at all. In no way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And I don't even want to get into that because this isn't a conversation about Colin. Because regardless of how me and Colin are now, I have always had much respect for Colin. If I've ever said I love you, like I've said for Nessa, I'm gonna always love you. That's just me personally. Regardless of how people may feel about me, I'm gonna always carry that love and have that respect. But if you ask me,
she probably hated Rock Nation more than me.
Oh, 100%. She hated Rock Nation then. What are we talking about? Okay. She hated Rock Nation then. But when those calls were happening, like, we gotta get Colin to try out. But we got. I'll give you this.
Jay was right in this.
I'll give you this. Yo, all right, y'all doing this deal? Yo, Colin got to get a try. Go watch the interview where it's me, Roger Goodell, Jay-Z. I'm the one in the office, and we can even probably put that in this video. I'm the one in the office saying, yo, all of this shit is cool, but the best PR for the NFL right now would be to make sure Colin Kaepernick gets the job.
Do you want people to stop it?
Oh, he actually put in the.
I don't want people to stop protesting at all.
Oh wow!
Okay,
they actually put. Damn, look at that.
2 minutes, and we'll spot you up to $200. Apply now.
Look at that.
I know we're stuck on it because it's a real thing, but
I'm actually surprised that they put this in the video. That's actually kind of cool. 2019.
It's a form of protest. I support protests across the board. We need to bring light to the issue.
I agree with that. But Commissioner, can Kaepernick get a job?
I go Charlamagne.
What?
Can Colin Kaepernick get a job? Is he being
any team can sign him right now.
I think the biggest issue people have is they want to know how you could partner with a league on social justice when Colin Kaepernick, who brought it to the attention of the masses by peacefully protesting against social injustices, still out of a job. Can Colin Kaepernick get a job? I'm the one pressing the line on Roger Goodell.
Now there was a lot of people that just didn't chose to fuck, not to fuck with him.
Knowing that,
what can I do? Well, I'm just in the room.
I think didn't he come back at one point, or didn't he have some trials with certain teams and they just didn't choose him? Because I don't know. I feel like if Colin came back now, it wouldn't hit the same. You feel me? Like people would be like, "Hey, that's cool," but it's like, would it hit the same now in the big 2026 versus like in 2019 or in 2018 or in 2020? This probably would have hit different, but it didn't hit different. You know what I'm saying? And like he comes back, and let's say he falls like, oh well, we see why he's out the league. Like he ain't been playing up the snuff. Shit.
As a media personality.
Well, put it like that.
Oh, okay. You want to know the action behind it? Y'all got to make sure Colin Kaepernick gets back in the league. All right, we're going to get Colin a tryout. Do we forget Rock Nation got Colin Kaepernick a tryout? Do we forget that? It was public. Everybody knew about it. It was big news. An hour before, Colin decided to go to a whole other field, like an hour and a half away, and hold the private tryout, and left all of these NFL representatives from these helped him with his immigration case. If you ask Meek Mill about Jay, heads up, instead of saying, you know what, let's go on the offense against Charlamagne for what reason, I don't know.
Let me just get in front of these narratives. It's me and Rock Nation. We've been in for a minute.
Go ahead.
I told you this on the phone. You know what you should have said? Those my people over there, you my mans. Yo, listen, I'm going to just get out the way. Instead, you play defense.
No, you know what I said?
I mean, I don't think he was playing defense.
I'm going to get you a conversation with them.
I don't think he was playing defense. I think if he feel like you was kind of out of line for going at Rock Nation, like, I don't know if you got your I's dotted and T's crossed. I think if Charlamagne has some information that would kind of like verify or corroborate what Akademiks was saying, then this be a different story. This probably be a whole different outcome at this point.
Charlotte, you probably had to. Did you talk to them?
What if maybe?
No,
maybe.
What did they say?
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. To be honest with you,
hold on. What do they say about it?
Here's the thing.
What do they say?
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Just said when you mentioned George to them.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't even get a chance to. You know why I didn't get a chance to? Because your man immediately started jumping on me the very next fucking day.
Okay,
so by that point, I'm like, well, what the fuck? Now they coming at me? Okay. So why would I then pick up the phone and use my cachet to be like, yo?
I'm gonna be honest, I think they would have told you to get the fuck out of there. They would have laughed till the phone hung up.
We don't know. I don't think so.
They spent over $500,000 trying to get at me. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, Charlotte said like let's holler and go.
Who wants to spend $500,000 on a person?
Okay, so let me ask you. So when you
time out, you didn't even give me a chance. Is what I'm telling you.
All right, but I'm asking you when you've had the conversation or any conversation related to any of this with them, and I don't think that was in good faith. Because the way I call you differently.
You call me the same exact way.
I ain't gonna lie, this has been a lengthy ass yap. I don't know if I can get through the whole 3 hours. I thought I could, but shout out to anybody else who'd watch it, or at least the rest of it. Yeah. Honestly, like I do like that they did have a conversation. I did see some clips yesterday from this whole conversation. It was, some interesting things to be said. I feel like I could understand where both of these people coming from. I could understand where Charlamagne coming from. I could understand where Axe coming from. Now, in the case of like what Akademiks TV is doing, like slandering people, I think Charlamagne is right. Charlamagne is 100% right. Not just that, but I like it was news to me to even hear Akademiks say he was thinking about suing somebody for defamation. Who? Like, I want to know who the fuck he was gonna sue for defamation. Like, the irony within that, it just would have been very laughable, and people would just dig up the amount of times you said defamatory things about so many people that they could have easily been like, you know what, you going too far, I'm gonna sue you. If Freddie Gibbs wanted to, he could have easily tried to sue Akademiks. Like, everything that went on without their beef, oh my fucking God. Like, that, and it's so fucking crazy how that beef went. It's so crazy how everything went. with Freddie and Act, that is so fucking crazy. And not just that, like, Akademiks has also played the victim too when it came to Rory. Rory said that, damn, I think it's fucked up somebody put something in your mailbox. And he was acting real scared when that happened, because like, oh, well, I got my moms and stuff that stay here and everything. But he wasn't realizing half the stuff he was saying about Rory online. Like, and I don't care what nobody says. Like, when you say certain shit online, there's certain reactions that's deserved. Like, you can't hop online and think everything is a joke, because people can say, you know what, fuck your joke. And easily just pop up at your house and knock up at your window disguised as a mailman. Like, shit goes like that, bro. Like, people would want to go a certain length to kind of prove how touchable you are. And I'm not, and if Rory did do that, I think I can blame him for putting something in your mailbox. Like I've said before, like, I'm not gonna feel bad because, oh, you got people to live in your house. Well, maybe you should shut the fuck up. And I've said that about Akademiks time and time again. If you want to protect the people you love, sometimes you gotta be quiet. You gotta sometimes you gotta water down the message to make it digestible for the masses. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't end up in a situation like this. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I think this was a pretty good stream altogether.